Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with Premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Can you tell which pills contain the deadly dose of fentanyl? Neither can your child. Counterfeit pills laced with fentanyl are killing Arizona's youth at an alarming rate. They're cheap, easy to get, and just one pill can kill. Get the facts on fentanyl at TalkNowAZ.com. Talk with your children. Monitor their texts and social media. Visit TalkNowAZ.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Public service announcement from Summit Male Medical. Guys often confuse erectile dysfunction with low testosterone. They are two different issues with two separate treatments. ED is simply a blood flow issue. Low T is a health issue. Symptoms include lack of muscle mass, gaining a few pounds, low energy, irritability, low libido. At Summit Medical, we treat both because we're experts at both. We've been here in the Valley since 2008. We've treated tens of thousands of patients, not only from here, but all over the country, coming to us specifically. And compare our pricing with others. We are the low price leaders. And combine that with the most experienced staff in the business for ED and PE treatments, and that is an unbeatable combination. We dare you to compare. Please do. So if you're having intimacy issues, please let us show you how we can help you tomorrow if you call today. 480-398-1000 or go to summitmalemedical.com. It will be the best call you ever make.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K240U Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. Our good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He has gone on vacation to shoot turkeys. Not alongside Ralph from Harmon Solar, who decided to stay in Minnesota a little longer and play in the snow. We got Izzy hanging out with us. You guys all know Izzy. He's been on every single show on the radio station, probably twice. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And a couple things about today. The first thing about today is, I don't know if you know this or not, but Passover starts tonight. So if you see your Jewish friends walking around with a Coca-Cola with a yellow cap, that's why. Do you, Izzy, know why you might see one of your Jewish friends with a Coca-Cola with a yellow cap?
I don't.
Keon?
I can't say that I do, honestly.
All right, so here's what it is. It means it's kosher because they temporarily, this time of year, will sub out corn syrup for sugar so that our Jewish friends can have a nice cold Coca-Cola without, violating the kosherness of it. So that, I didn't know that either until today.
That's
new.
You would think that just because this is something that happens annually, that would be more out there for people to know. But okay.
Well, we're not members of the tribe, as they say. We're not MOT. So this is not something we had to know. But if you, of course, maybe they didn't want us to know because the bad people might go, that fella over there's got himself a Coca-Cola with a yellow cap. And that bad things could come after that. So maybe I shouldn't have just said that. So maybe next year they'll be blue. I don't know the rules. I just thought that was interesting. Now I regret having said that. 888-368-1580. By the way, another thing, I wanted to start the show with an on this date in big Georgia sports history. We have one at the end of the show too, but this really, I didn't want to wait for it. So I don't know if we've Randy, when Randy goes on vacation, he will never answer a text. He will never answer a phone, and he doesn't like to leave instructions behind either. So we don't know if we have the on this date in Big George sports history music. So am I right in saying that is sort of in the wind right now?
Still in the wind, working on it. I'll hopefully have it by the time we get to the end of the show.
Well, okay. Well, I don't want to play the old timey history music, but I'll tell you what, this did happen the same year my mom was born. Back in the year 1947, Jackie Robinson became the first person to break the color barrier in Major League Baseball when he played first base for the Brooklyn Dodgers opening day against the Boston Braves at Ebbets Field, and there were 25,000 plus fans in attendance. Yeah, he went hitless in that game, but he did get on base with an error in the 7th inning, and he did score the eventual go-ahead run in 5-3 victory over the Braves. And then a couple days later, 50,000 people showed up to see him play at the Polo Grounds. So 1947, it's a very special day. And of course, Jackie Robinson Day. We were worried we wouldn't get to celebrate Jackie Robinson Day in an actual season. You know, they were thinking, well, the season might have started this weekend, you know, with all the hubbub with the strike. So glad we're all back to normal in baseball for people who love it and people who have a hard time falling asleep. You know,
come on. I mean, look, if you love it, you love it. If it's NyQuil, it's NyQuil. But it would have been a damn shame if we didn't have Jackie Robinson Day. It's one of the big milestones in the history of this sport, and you know, for all that you see in Major League Baseball now, the Tim Andersons and everybody else owe a debt of gratitude to Jackie Robinson and all of the abuse that he took being the guy that broke baseball's color barrier.
So flip a bat in honor of Jackie, because boy, when he showed up in 1947 with the help of Commissioner Happy Chandler, who he took a lot of abuse and threats himself, and he had Jackie's back. A lot of the opposing teams threatened to strike if Robinson was allowed to keep playing, which just boggles the mind and should have boggled the mind in 47 as well. But he says, no, I don't care what you people think. He's going to play, and that's the way this is going to be. So Happy Chandler, you know, big thumbs up to him as well as Jackie Robinson. Of course, Robinson played in his first season, I mean, better than anybody. He got Rookie of the Year in 47, and he was 5th place in Major League voting. MVP voting. So that speaks in a hostile environment. You're in 5th place in the voting. Probably would have won the damn thing if it had been for all the stinking racists. So across the board, this is, you know, that's a huge moment. It's a huge day, and we never want to forget the struggle he went through, as well as he was just a damn good ball player. He was just amazing.
He was, and I was actually reading this thing on CBS Sports earlier about, you know, how Jackie Robinson got shaped a little bit from his time playing in the Negro Leagues, that the one season that he played before he went to Major League Baseball. And go find it. It's a really fascinating read, but it kind of leaves you wondering a little bit how many other highly talented baseball players never got the opportunity. The least that Major League Baseball was able to do was at least incorporate those Negro League stats into what we have now. But it on that level, it's a little too late. But at least Jackie Robinson was there to be that person, to be the first person through.
You know, you can't unring that bell. It's a shame that it was ever rang. But I will tell you what, that is why we are in conversations, and it always comes out of my mouth. I don't care about anybody's record until everybody was allowed to play. I don't care about Babe Ruth's records. I don't care about anybody's records, even beyond 47, even later than that, when everybody got to play, not just one guy. So I'm looking at it like, okay, where was it where we got to, okay, we're in a good place with everybody included and it being fair. So I've always bristled against people trying to make the argument about, oh, Babe Ruth, this. Yeah, I'm sure he was a fine player and you know, for his time and all that. But like you just said, Keon, I wonder who we missed. I wonder who was amazing that we missed, and that's a shame. If you don't have a little bit of that shame on yourself as an American, I don't know how you can think straight, because no, we weren't alive. I'm just saying, it's a huge shame that ever happened to begin with. But here we are, and now all the records matter. All the records matter. So that's fine. So progress is good. More progress needs to be made. Let's move on to this. Saw our pal Berg, the Berg. He posted this and then made me really hope he gets to do the same someday. I'm sure he does too. Dick Vitale is cancer free. He got to ring that bell to signify the end of his chemotherapy treatment. And, so that is, I really thought that dude was a goner the way that they were talking about his prognosis, and he toughed it out. He's 82 years old. He rang the bell and now he's cancer free. So your turn next, Berg. We're all pulling for you, buddy. And here's what Jimmy says. Don't ever give up. Of course, he says it in a way that's kind of annoying, makes you want to turn off the TV. But still,
I mean,
it's a good,
look,
good message. And
it's iconic, is what it is.
Good thoughts going out to the Berg out there. And the great thing about the Berg as he's fighting his brain cancer is the entire time that this is going on and he's doing it, he's raising money for brain cancer charities. He's always given back because he's been through it and he's going through it again. So right there, always can't say enough great about the Berg and the Burb and his charity there. And, of course, like I said, we're all pulling for you. 888-368-1580. Big George says, happy Friday, Jeffrey, Keon, and Ziggy. Great way to start the show off by celebrating Jackie Robinson. Oh, you're just happy because I did your bit twice at the end of the day. He says, no, Jackie Robinson, all teams are wearing his number and the Dodger blue colors today. Couldn't we have stopped with just the number?
Well, if it
why does it got to be Dodger blue?
If it makes you feel any better, it's Brooklyn Dodgers.
Yes, that does make me feel better. Okay,
we're not connecting ourselves to LA.
Okay, all right, that's better. Yeah, because Jackie Robinson's number, yes, Dodger blue.
Yeah, just.
Twitty, it says, good afternoon, Blender Buds. Hey, Randy. Well, Randy's not here. He's like, well, I guess I'm gonna head to the neighborhood tavern for a cold one. Can you get Twitty at a cold one? Have you got the key to the liquor cabinet yet, Keon?
Yeah, I think I've got it working here. Let's give
pour that man a drink.
Hold on.
It's a slow pour.
There it is.
Boomer Sooner says, see, Jeffrey, I told you yesterday the Colts got Gilmore. Well, I knew he was going to. It wasn't like you're some sort of wizard. We all knew that Gilmore was visiting. And I guess got him for a couple of years. Quite a bit of, guaranteed money. But I'm okay with that. We got cap space to burn and whatever helps. It just, it's going to be a season like the last couple. It'll be good. It won't be great. I'm not upset about it. Thanks, Boomer. Kaylor the Quitter says, good news. I'm on the live stream, so I'll stay on track today. Okay, you can listen on the stream. You can watch on the YouTube. There's a thing called the radio you could listen to as well if you like. Screaming Eagle says, hey, Jeffrey. Hey, Keon. I see the Colts sign Stephen Gilmore. Should help the Colts secondary a lot. Also, I have a lot of faith in these Suns, but it looks like Paul George is out for the Clippers. So the Pelicans might actually win tonight's game. They would be the Suns' opponent and should be easier team to beat. Your thoughts? Similar to your own, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Good Cat says, the Berg is a badass, and he's going to kick cancer's ass. He's been doing it for some time, and he's going to keep doing it. I agree. Just the Tip says, let's see here. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Mike Bossy played his last game in the Quebec Major Juniors 45 years ago. Why are we doing this? That's 45 years ago. Why?
Well, because he died today. So
did he?
Yeah, he passed away today. And he's a legend. He's an NHL legend. Played for the Islanders. And so, yeah, I mean, worth remembering.
All right, well, then I'll keep going. He's still in the top 10 for points. Only Lemieux and Gretzky have higher points per game averages in the NHL. And Bossy, I guess, won Rookie of the Year in 1978. Wait, how old was Bossy when he died? Seems like he's kind of young. He was Stanley Cup MVP in 82, had 7 All-Star selections, led the Islanders to 4 Stanley Cups. I hate him. I hate his team, but the dude was a full tread stud on the ice, gone too soon. I hope Bruce is all right. Why, is Bruce Canadian?
No, Bruce is I thought Bruce was a Rangers fan.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm confused
but
by that as well.
the New York Islanders. So I guess that you're checking in on Bruce, but Bruce is a Rangers fan, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Joe the Show says Berg is just being humble. It's really cancer that has the Berg, and it's shaking in its boots right now. Damn straight, Joe the Show. Kaler says, with the holiday this weekend, it brings up an age-old question: who's buying Peeps anymore? Seriously, how is this company still in business?
Who likes Peeps? Izzy, do you like Peeps?
No,
too much sugar. It's like, just here's a mouthful of sugar in some encrusted sugar with some food dye. I love candy. Listen, I've got candy right here every time. I'm just eating the candy during the show. Can't help myself. If you were to put Peeps here, I'd be like, you got any carrots? I just can't.
Just some celery, raisins.
Yeah, no thank you on the Peeps, but we all love a good chocolate bunny. And how do you eat your chocolate bunny? Is it you go head first or you go tail first?
You gotta go ears. Yeah,
ears
you gotta
first.
go start with the ears first.
All right, how about you, Keon?
I actually start tail first.
See, that's fine. There's no wrong answer here. Don't look at me like I'm about to get you on something.
No,
I'm not.
I'm just saying. That's just how I do it.
You eat yours your way. I eat mine my way. I eat off the hands first, and I torture it. I eat out its eyeballs like this. I leave the ears there and the tail there, and then I'll take a big bite out of its stomach. And basically, I do Easter Bunny torture when I eat mine, which is why I don't get them anymore.
They're mortified, right? They're traumatized children watching you eat that Easter Bunny.
Well, I don't know why I got to put it that way.
Well, how else should I put it?
Like it's perfectly fair for me to eat my bunny the way I want to.
You can eat it.
Call it torture. I just call it yummy. All right. So don't hand me something shaped like a living bean and then give me crap for the way I eat it. You know,
I'm not doing that. I'm just
saying. You give me a gingerbread man, you're gonna have a stubby little stump of a guy for a while. I'm gonna leave him right there like that. I every time you give me some sort of animal or some sort of human shaped cookie, it ain't gonna end well. It ain't gonna end well, and that's my right. I think. I don't know. Maybe it's not. All right. We don't like to talk too much about the Arizona Diamondbacks because they lose all the goddamn time. So today, a good thing happened when the Mets played the Diamondbacks. And that was that they unveiled the Tom Seaver statue outside of Citi Field. And then the Mets beat the crap out of the Diamondbacks 10-3.
Good for them. Seems like an all around good day for the Mets, who I already hate. So that's.
Does Bruce Jacobs know you hate the Mets? Because you subbed in on the morning show a few times.
He does.
He knows you hate the Mets.
He knows
you hate the Mets the way I hate the Yankees.
Yeah.
Seriously, that much with that much venom.
Because they're in the division. I hate most of the division that way. I got a little soft spot for the Braves. The Braves fans have always been good to me, but the Phillies, the Mets, take a hike. Take a hike.
Wow, the strong words, Keon. Are you sure you want to hit the dump button on that one?
I mean, I said take a hike instead of the words I want to say.
Hike yourself.
Which I would have to hit the dump button for. But no, Bruce knows, and Bruce, the Mets beat my Nationals to death to start the season, so he let me know.
Yeah,
and every time they win, he lets me know.
So, Izzy, who do you hate? I mean, I hate to start Passover and Good Friday this way, but you're a baseball fan, so who do you hate?
The guys across the street, Chicago Cubs. I can't stand them for the life of me.
Well, that makes sense. As a Chicago fan, you're either Cubs or you're White Sox, and that is the end of it, right?
Right. Yeah. Nothing else.
Never
been in Wrigley Field. Just
I hear it's kind of a dump anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't been. I just see images, and that's all I need.
I'm talking about Chicago in general, but I guess if you want to talk about Wrigley Field, that's fine.
My favorite picture of Wrigley Field is the guy that's sitting behind a literal pillar. He can't see the field from his seat. Like, you can't charge somebody for that. What are you doing, Wrigley? What are you doing?
Yeah, well, he probably saw the best version of the Cubs you're going to see that day. So, Blissful Hayes says, "Who's Bruce Jacobs?" Bruno Baller says, "Oh, Jeffrey, you like a good gingerbread torso, do you?" eventually, after I let it sit there and think about what it's done for a while. Just don't make it like I'm the weird one.
Ponder its face. I mean, there's nothing weird. You're just going to have a bunch of children watching you eat the poor gingerbread man going, oh, the humanity.
No, they never say the humanity. They scream and run. So it's very different. God help you if I got some strawberry jam lying around. There's going to be some graphic scenes on the table. Little stump here, little dismembered little body parts of the gingerbread over there. You know, I don't care if it's a bunny, a gingerbread, you name it, I'll destroy it. And like, oh my God, we can't even show this on Criminal Minds kind of scene. I'm not messing around when it comes to how I destroy my food. Thunder Snow says, who do I hate? No, come on, man. I'm not okay. I ain't reading that. And no, you don't. And I don't want to do the what team do I hate thing on Good Friday. Okay. Today is Good Friday for our Christian friends. It's the beginning of Passover for our Jewish friends. And, it's interesting about Good Friday because I'm sure if Jesus had a vote in what to call it, I'm not thinking he would have started out with good.
Yeah.
This was kind of a rough day for him. I mean, sure, it got better 3 days later, but today, not the goodest of days for your Lord and Savior, if you know what I mean.
In the 72 hours, I think he prefers the last part of that than the front part of that. But
yeah, I'm sure he's looking at it. He's like, okay, you want to call this good? The only person that it was good for was Mel Gibson. He made a lot of money out of a movie where you saw a very graphic depiction of what happened to me. Yeah, I'm not calling this good so much. No, thank you. I'll just move on. All right, we're moving on. We come back a little more baseball to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk about tonight's final play-in games for the NBA playoffs and a ton of other stuff, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
There was a report out there that Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray will not play for the Cardinals if he does not get a new deal. So that means the Cardinals either need to give him a new contract or trade him or accept the fact that he could sit out this upcoming season. When we look at the Super Bowl odds for next season, the Arizona Cardinals do not have great odds. There's a lot of uncertainty. They're paying out at plus 2,700 on the money line. They're tied with the Tennessee Titans for the 13th best odds. The Bills remain the Super Bowl favorites at plus 650 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers paying out at plus 750. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
I'm an Arizona truck driver. I deliver food, medicine, supplies, and hope.
And during times of crisis, I support our communities. But every day I see people putting lives and families at risk.
Distracted driving is deadly, period. Be aware, be safe, and visit sharetheroadaz.com and find tips on how to drive safely around trucks.
This message is sponsored by the Arizona Trucking Association Foundation.
What do a 450-year-old author and a bottle of 4 times distilled vodka have in common? Let's compare Shakespeare, shall we? Shakespeare, the man, the epitome of playwriting, the OG of live theater, the standard by which all others are compared. Shakespeare, the vodka, an original Polish spirit crafted from a recipe 12 centuries old with an unwavering attention to smoothness and purity, the standard by which all others should be compared. Maybe they're not so different after all. Shakespeare vodka is the Shakespeare of vodkas.
We just can't help it. We have to do it. It's in our DNA. At 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, we have to bring you the most epic moments in sports.
NCAA football, NASCAR racing, Arizona Raptors football, golf, Vegas Raiders, March Madness, NFL playoffs, and the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we can't help it. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and tonight is the night we find out who the Phoenix Suns are going to play on Sunday. And listen, you might as well have a little fun with it. I don't know. We should probably, here's a poll for you. How about not what baseball team do you hate, but maybe, do you really think the play-ins count as the playoffs? Yay or nay? I do. I think if you're going to have to play in to get into this tournament, and it's separate from regular season play, it should count as the playoffs. There's a lot of argument about that, so we can sustain that argument if you want. 888-368-1580. But as long as this exists, and I don't care for the play-in personally, but as long as it exists, why not make a little money on it? And, these games can be pretty good. So here's what I suggest you do. You go and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Just hit the download button. Use promo code BET1580. You bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the play-in tournament and get $150 in free bets instantly. It's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Got to be 21 or older, Arizona residents only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Now, this is for new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. But if you are an already existing DraftKings user, boy, you can really do some real fun stuff with some same game parlays. So have some fun with tonight. All right, so there you go. A good way to have some fun with the play-in games. We're going to talk about these games here in a minute, but I want to finish talking up a little bit of baseball. And by the way, I guess we'll just go ahead and go around the room before we do. Izzy, do you feel like the play-in games count as the playoffs, or are you in the camp where you're like, no, not yet, not till the play-in games are completed?
No, I think they're definitely playoff games. I mean, you have to be in that 7th, 8th seed to get, and you 7th, 8th, 9th seed just to get in there to begin with. Everybody else is pretty much sitting at home. You're finally getting the chance to get into I think it counts as the playoffs.
All right, so I think it counts as the playoffs. Izzy thinks it counts as the playoffs. Keon,
I disagree.
Let's move on. I don't care what Keon says anymore.
It's the postseason. It's not the playoffs.
It's a playoff to the playoffs. It might as well be playoffs.
It's a play in. It's a one and done.
It's a playoff. Don't
elimination game.
With me.
No, everything else is a 7-game series. I am not being semantic about this.
Yeah, hold on. The rednecks may not get it. When I say anti-semantic, I'm talking about a wordplay about how words are said. Please don't suddenly make me your hateful hero. Okay, that was just a joke about semantics. All right, so go ahead, Keon.
Yeah, no, the playoffs. You play 7-game series until you get to the finals, where you also play a 7-game series. The play-in games are just one and done games. We're shuffling the last.
It's like a playoff game to get into the playoffs, though, isn't it?
It's its own tournament.
Tell me it's
sure,
not.
But it's not
its own tournament.
It's not the playoffs.
One, possibly 2-game tournament.
Yeah, it's not the playoffs. I'm sorry. The playoffs has its own format, which once you make it to the playoffs, you fall into that format.
Adam Silver, you're pulling this show apart. Damn you. Senior Wake and Bake says, Jeffrey, this is the occasion where I will use the term shout out to the GOAT, Jackie Robinson, standing 5'11" and standing up for a whole lot more. There you go, Senior Wake and Bake. You've been
oddly coherent the last few days.
It's kind of unsettling. I mean,
did you get like a different, kind of wake and bake, or have you maybe been taking a break from the wake and the bake? Because you've been pretty good lately. Well done. Blissful Hayes says, hey, Jeffrey, why is it when you're not on the blender, Randy and Keon have to do the show by themselves, but when Randy's gone, there's usually a replacement host? Well, Izzy was just hanging around, so I just asked if he wanted to hang out with us. I like to have more people to talk to than just two people. If Randy and Keon ever felt like they wanted somebody to come hang out, they certainly could find somebody. There's no rules or formula to it. I like to have a crowd. That's why I like the text line. That's why you're part of the show, Blissful Hayes. And I just like a bunch of different opinions and occasionally more than one person to make fun of. That's it. That's that's right, Izzy. This is happening.
It's okay. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it.
Twitty says, by the way, it's a hat trick for religious holidays. The Muslims have a holiday going on right now too. They do?
Ramadan.
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah, Kyrie Irving is actually doing it. And so he's during the daylight hours, no food or water. He fasts through the day.
Oh, bummer.
So yeah, that was what made that first Nets playing game pretty impressive. Kyrie played out of his mind, and he hadn't any food or water for the day. So impressive.
Of
well, if he was following what he was supposed to, and Hakeem Olajuwon used to do it too.
Twitty he said the Muslims have radian. So whatever he was texting didn't make sense. That's why I had to ask. Are we sure this is the thing, or is he screwing?
Yeah, it's Ramadan, not whatever his autocorrect spewed out.
I stayed at a Ramadan once. They're very nice places.
That's a Ramada.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah, okay.
That's a Ramada.
Is it a happy holiday? Can I say happy Ramadan, or is that sound stupid?
No, it's a good thing. It's about unity and togetherness and all that stuff. You could say happy Ramadan.
All right, so happy Ramadan, happy Passover, and eventually happy Easter. But today we'll say you are observing Good Friday. So just saying. 888-368-1580. Watermelon says, if no other teams are playing except for the teams playing off to continue playing, I'm with Jeffrey and Izzy. It's a play off. Blissful Hayes says, hey, Keon, when was the last 8 seed team in the NBA ever to beat a number 1 seed team? Do you know who the team was?
Oh, gosh, I used to know this.
I got this. Your mom. That's just my standard if I don't know the answer.
Man, I think it was back when the first round was a best of 5. And boy, was it the Rockets? I cannot remember.
I just would have went
for the life of me. Well,
Thunder Snow says, I love the Daily Blender, but I'm not reading who he hates. King of Kittens says, hey, Keon. Hey, Izzy. Hey, what the hell, King of Kittens?
Wow. King of Kittens. Hey, but also that is cold-blooded.
Kind of lead me around out there, I guess. Yeah. Mr. Pringle says, so if Kyler sits out next season, will he do so in a high chair? No, because they've determined that because of his contract, insurance will not permit him to be in a high chair for fear of injury coming down from it. He'll have to sit in a beanbag. Wow. You like how I delivered that as if it was a real thing?
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, that's interesting. Where did you read that? Right. Oh, hey, come on.
Charlie Boy says, hi guys, Keon, play-in tournament is indeed a playoff format. Enough said. Thank you very much. Go Suns, he says.
Well, I'll agree with that last part.
The last part where you said it was a playoffs format?
No, when he said go Suns.
Oh, you mean from the other direction, the last part. So you mean the first part? You mean you agree with the first part?
No, I agree with the part where he said go Suns.
No, okay.
Which is the last thing that he said.
I almost had you. 888-368-1580. All right. So before we start talking the basketball here, have you guys been to Cleveland? Have you ever been to Cleveland?
No.
Have you ever accidentally been in Ohio?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I've been to Cincinnati.
Yeah. So am I right in saying don't?
Well, Cincinnati was fun, but everything outside of Cincinnati was you don't have to if you don't want to.
It's like Kansas City. There's a Missouri exists as a horrible pit of a place, but Kansas City seems like it might be okay. Radio Ron says, "Hey, we're going to Sizzler." Okay, let's see. It's a question mark. All right, so Radio Ron likes to give us his parlays, and I'm looking at this. Is this yours, Radio Run? He's got a 2-leg parlay. Trae Young 3-point field goal as the method of the first basket between the Hawks and the Cavaliers. Well, that wait a minute.
Well, that seems likely.
Yeah. And CJ McCollum, a layup as the method of a first basket. Now, those two things are at plus 2,000 and some, or almost plus 3,000. So $5 wager gets you $3,300.
Man,
that's pretty nice.
I think there was a boost on that too. So, oh no, that's just from bet. Yes, if you scroll down. All right, so Radio Run at Sizzler. Wow. I would think if you got $3,300, we could maybe do better than that. You know, maybe
something nice.
Texas Roadhouse, Firebirds. I don't know. So, how do you guys feel about Radio Run's chances with this bet?
I like it. I don't hate it. I think he has a good chance, but I wouldn't do it, to be honest.
Not even for $5?
For $5, maybe less than $5. I'll go one. That'd be my $1 bet.
I'm never gonna bet Shane because I'm usually doing the $1 bets myself. I have occasionally stretched that out a little bit more, but generally, you know, you bet for the fun. You don't bet for your paycheck. Never bet your paycheck. So these kind of parlays, this is a very simple one.
Mm-hmm.
And these kind of parlays, though, they can bite you on the butt pretty quick because what if now when it says CJ McCollum layup as method of first basket, does that mean first basket of the team, of the game, or just
I believe
of
it's
CJ
of
McCollum?
the game. I believe it's of the game.
What if some other knucklehead scores first then?
No, that's what makes it a very hard parlay to hit. Because it could be Jonas Valanciunas scores the first basket of the game. Well, now what? Or Cleveland gets the ball first and Darius Garland scores the first basket of the game.
Can I tell you, he's got action on that too? Because I can see the top part where it says Jonas Valanciunas. How do you say
Valanciunas? Or as Charles Barkley once pronounced it, Valsuina sauce. Which
I like that. Valsuina sauce.
He tried so hard to say. He was serious too. He really. Oh, Charles.
He's got plus 1,967 on Valenzuela's to score 15 plus points, and then there's more to it, but I can't see what it says on there. So, but yeah, that 2-leg parlay is pretty simple. Anybody can do it. I'm not going to do it with $5. I'm with Izzy. I might do it with 10 cents because. Or let's say I did it with 50 cents. So instead, I get $330 instead of $3,300. 50 cents. Yeah, I can do that. King of Kittens says, I'm just kidding, Jeffrey. Happy Friday. And yep, I see the Colts signed an old guy corner. He's still got a couple of steps left in him.
He does.
And not many more, but a couple.
The Patriots, the reason why it's kind of fun signing guys that used to be Patriots right after the Patriots are done with them is the Patriots usually get rid of guys a little bit before they're done. That's how they operate. They'd rather not wait till you decline to figure out what to have to do with you. They'll let you out the door first and then find somebody else to replace you. So Gilmore's got something left. The Patriots just didn't want to see how much.
We'll take it because like I said, the Colts, we got cap space to burn. Come on, man. Kaler the Quitter says, I discovered I have a superpower, and that power is to lose every bet I make. Will I use this for good or for evil? I say you walk away from it because here's why. The minute you try to do it on purpose, like say have somebody fade you, then it's going to flip and you're always going to lose money. Just don't. That's my best advice for you, you giant cranium pinata of a man. You just, I'm sorry, Izzy, I don't think you've met Kaler. He's got a very huge cranium. He's got a huge head. Even for 6'5", it's like, well, there's a giant of a guy, and oh my God, is that a blimp? What is that on his shoulders? No, it's his head.
He's
like it looks like a blimp that is diving. It's a huge head.
The thing too is he knows it because he had a text one time where he mentioned the size of his own head. So I guess it's not even an insult at this point. It's just
he's trying to cut me off
observation.
Is he really 6'5"? Is he really like a tall?
I've never seen him actually in person. So
I've never met him in person either, but others who have met him have verified he's a gargantuanly big man with a ginormous cranium.
Yeah, I just got to know the height sizes of people before I say anything, just in case.
I'm not even worried. He's a super nice dude. So I mean, like, There's no way he'd ever take a poke at me. The height is what you're worried about? Seriously? The height? How tall are you, Izzy?
5'9".
Okay.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, well, yeah, but then there's some people that you think, okay, that little guy, and then they go off you like a crazed Monchichi, just all over you. And there's big guys you think can fight, and it's just one, and they're down. So you never know. But Kaler wouldn't hurt a fly. You know what I'm saying? Which was a problem. That's why we fired him. He wouldn't kill the flies that would come into the studio. But Kaler says, "Oh no, my head is big. Sam Darnold is the biggest threat to my big head title." Yeah, Sam Darnold is a human bobblehead, but he's got nothing on Kaler. Blissful Hayes says the Colts are slowly turning him to a geriatric team, kind of like the Lakers. Oh, you shut your horse mouth. Still a better team than most, but if you put a couple guys around the perimeter, it works great. If it doesn't, so what? We're rich, so it's all right. I never got to explain why I even brought up Cleveland to begin with, did I?
No.
So I'll tell you what, when we come back, I'm going to pick that back up because it's worth hearing. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard. Aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
You retire only once, so you've got to stick the landing. There are many choices to make when you retire, but choosing the right advisor might be the most important one you ever make. The right advisor can help you avoid mistakes, avoid income shortfall later in life, and help you grow your money with smarter investments. To retire comfortably, you need to know that all your bills are paid, your investments are well chosen, and your income is secure for life. The IQ Wealth Smarter Bucketing System does all of this for you by separating your money into clear and distinct buckets, each with its own specific task and time deadline. You retire only once, but Steve Jurich at IQ Wealth Management helps people retire and stay retired every day.
Advisory services by IQ Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor, custodian Fidelity. Get smart and decisive in 2021. Let's meet soon. Visit IQWealth.com, IQWealth.com, IQWealth.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Arizona's new home for sports.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender. And, right now, baseball season in full swing, and you can turn K's into cash and big hits into big wins with the FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can step up to the plate with a risk-free first bet of up to $1,000. Just sign up, place your first bet, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win. Now, listen, I love FanDuel because it's easy to use. They've got some great promotions.
They've got some awesome ways for you to get involved in same-game parlays. It's a safe and secure app. You get paid fast when you win. You can see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Randy1580 to get started with your risk-free first bet up to $1,000. That promo code again is Randy1580 at the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. First online, real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
888-368-1580. So, all right, speaking of betting, Radio Ron showed us a simple two-leg parlay that could pay out a pretty nice chunk of money. But this guy here, he took $10 and he turned it into a really nice chunk. Here's what he bet. Now, we had a lot of home runs the other day, and this guy predicted it. He said Austin Riley, Bryce Harper, Ji-Man Choi, Aaron Judge, and Eloy Jimenez would go yard, and they did, and he got $10 to turn into $16,000. Wow. Not bad.
Not
right
bad
there.
at all.
159-1 odds. And, you can see Harper, right? That wasn't like a big stretch. But some of these other guys, you're like, what? Well, where did that even come from, man? So it worked out, and $10 became 16,000. No, listen, I get it. We have stories like this quite a bit, and it's cool, but it's not always. It's not every day. So be careful. Just be careful with that. But hey, if you got $1, throw it in there. You got $5, have some fun with it. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you're not messing with your rent, your food money, your kids' college education, or your retirement. Well, I don't know. I've seen some of you. You don't have long to live. Go ahead and forget the retirement. But for the most part, just make sure you're not messing with money you can't give up. So 888-368-1580. So here's the thing about Cleveland I was trying to say the other day. Well, first off, I don't know, Izzy, do you drink at all? Do you imbibe on the alcohol?
Yeah, socially, yeah.
Okay, well, what does that mean socially?
Socially, just in case my mom's listening, socially. It's not often.
You don't want her to think you're sitting in some dark apartment somewhere just going through half a bottle of aviation gin saying, I still don't look like Ryan Reynolds. So I get it. All right. So you'll have a little something here and there.
Yeah.
Lightly. All right. Have you ever had Jägermeister?
Nah, never.
Don't. No, just don't.
Okay.
You and Keon are both what we call light drinkers. Okay. Yeah. Every now and then, accurate. Maybe, but you don't yearn for it. It doesn't occur to you. I'm the same way, believe it or not. I don't got to have it, but if I do, you're going to go poor trying to get me drunk. But well, I'm Irish, so
yeah, I hear that's how it works.
So many bad stories have happened to people who drink Jaeger. It's just a fact. A lot of the worst and best stories were like Jaeger was involved, and so for the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know what sort of, maybe it's just because Ohio, here's what it is. At Progressive Field, they're going to be serving Jägermeister cold brew slushies. Now, let me explain what happens here. Jägermeister, in case you want to forget your name, the cold brew for that pick-me-up, and slushy for a hot day. So basically, you're going to be drunk, jittery, and coolly refreshed by a Jägermeister cold brew slushy.
Oh, as if we haven't had enough insane behavior this Major League Baseball season from fans. Let's just add Jägermeister slushies to it. Let's just go for it. Why not? What could go wrong?
As the first thing I thought too, that this is just maybe the Cleveland people were like, we haven't been in enough viral videos lately about people beating the hell out of each other in the stands or throwing up over the top deck or, stuff like that. What can we do? All right, give me your best ideas. Jägermeister cold brew slushies. Promoted. All right, so there we go. Jaeger has been a challenge for even the most experienced of drinkers. And now now it's in coffee and slushy form.
Yeah, I mean, nothing makes something more accessible than making it a slushy.
Man, somebody's charging the field. There's gonna be some fan out there.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be on the field there's gonna be some on the field. They're gonna lean over like they're trying to get a ball, and it's like, oh God, it's gonna turn ugly out there. So yeah, God bless you if you can drink a Jägermeister cold brew slushy. Boy, I tell you what, the minute you take a sip, I want to give you a drunk test, because that is going to just really. And I'll tell you who looked drunk. Yeah, can I tell you who looked really drunk, Izzy? Your White Sox.
Oh man,
that wind, man! What was that? There's some crazy wind blowing around. And a couple of pop-up flies should have been easy. You had 4 or 5 guys running around going, "I got it!" Nobody had it.
It was all over the place. It was all over the place.
And I'm sorry. Yeah, it was. I'm sorry. It was the Cubs that were stumbling around. The White Sox scored on that. So I got that backwards. I'm sorry. I got my Chicago's confused. But yeah, all that wind just blowing around out there. And so that was good for your White Sox, not good for the Mariners. Actually, it wasn't the Cubs. Sorry, I'm all over. I should not have tried that Jägermeister cold brew slushy. That was on me.
Well, does it taste good? Is it worth taste? Is it good?
Just don't. You're
gonna forget everything.
Really?
Yeah. That's nobody needs to even touch a Jaeger until they have something they do want to forget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once you have something you seriously want to forget, like you're gonna want to forget that your camera shot has been on its side this entire time for some reason. I can't quite. You might want to get your life together there.
Right, yeah.
Apple says, hey, I already did down to the slush. Okay, so if you seriously tried it, let us know what you thought about it. Blissful A says the Cleveland Indians should have changed their name to the Cleveland's. Okay, stop. Heckler Jones says this is like listening to the Brett Merceberger of Phoenix. Almost, sort of, but not really. And I don't know what kind of a dig that's supposed to be, but I never told you I was an expert in gambling. So if you're telling me I sound like a 95-year-old broadcaster, I can certainly do that. King Kitten says, boy, I thought Randy was really in the room there for a moment. And for some reason he follows with LeBron is a tool. All right. Let's see. Kiss the Cook says, Jaeger, that's my best friend. Give me Jaeger. Give me Halle Berry. Well, I don't think that is your choices, Kiss the Cook.
It's like not one of those 2 options.
Yeah, you don't go to the bar and say, hey, give me a Jaeger. Sorry, we're all out. Fine, I'll take Halle Berry. Don't think you get that. Let's see. Hitting the Nut says, Jaeger tastes like black licorice. It's gross. You know what else does is ouzo. You ever had that? The Greek liquor?
Oh, never.
That is probably the first time I've had to peel a couple of friends off of a golf course in the middle of the night because we were having a party nearby, and the ouzo just wiped them out, and I literally pulled them up out of piles of their own goo. It was just horrible. No. All right, so that's all I got for baseball. That's all I got for baseball, and it's we don't have enough time to do your top 5 at almost 5. So hold on a second. I just dropped something. Be right back.
Okay,
I got it. I didn't say I was going to be gone that long.
Okay, I was prepared to yak. I was ready.
Oh, you had Jaeger?
No.
You mean yakety yak?
Yakety yak. Bloviate. Just talk. Just
hey. Yeah, Randy had a real hang up on put your dukes up. Yeah, are both of you familiar with that term, duking it out or putting your dukes up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of an older phrase, but it's not that old. But Randy did get hung up on it. I mean, he just really doesn't like it. Can't stand it.
It's weird. Unless there's some history to the term that I don't even know about. It's just kind of weird. He'd get hung up on put your dukes up. All right. So tonight, well, not even tonight, in 40 minutes, you got the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this one, boy, I'm kind of riding the fence on this one. And I think the rest of the world is, even the betting world, because right now you're looking at -2 for Atlanta on the spread. So what are you guys thinking about tonight's game? The Atlanta Hawks, you thought maybe they were going to do something special last year and they didn't, but here they are again, just scrapping away, trying to do their thing. Trae Young is still a force of nature, but these Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm having a hard time here. So talk me into something, guys. Talk me into either one of these teams winning.
I've been waffling on this all day.
Literally,
Well,
that's not helping. Hold on, Izzy, what do you got? Because I don't want to. You're not helping me if you're waffling.
I won't be much help neither, to be honest.
I was about to tell you why I was done waffling.
Oh, you're done waffling. Izzy, why can't you be more like Keon and stop waffling?
I got to stick to my waffling. It's up in the air for me.
All right,
it's
back
either
to
that
you,
or pancakes. So Jared Allen was missing, for the last several games. Actually, he's been out with an injury. It looks like he might be back today. And if he's back, and he says he feels good enough to play, and the team is saying, well, he's going to be a game time decision. But I just think if you're going to be scrapping for that last playoff spot, I don't think you have a time to wait for Jared Allen. I think if he says he can go, you got to play him. And that makes them much bigger around the basket. He gives them that size, and he can score around the basket with the best of them. And if you add to what they have going on with Kevin Love, Darius Garland is a young player that I've really enjoyed watching this season, and he really showed out in the last game. I know that they didn't win it, but he played really well. I think if you add a talent like a Jared Allen, I think that gives them the edge over Atlanta, which I know is tough to say because Atlanta becomes this different team in the playoffs. But
Jared Allen is showing still a designation of out, at least last time I looked. Have you seen any updates on his situation?
Yeah, I mean, they had
maybe he's not really an update.
They hadn't really decided, but he was saying he felt like he was going to play about 20 minutes before we got on air.
Yeah,
so
people say a lot, Keon, Izzy said, he knew how to do certain things. He didn't, and we still hired him. And we kind of knew he didn't know how to do them. So people say things just to get in there. So no, Jared Allen. So you're saying that's the difference maker. So it's Cavs if he plays and Hawks if he doesn't.
Yeah, because it makes Cleveland much bigger down in the post. Which when you've got Clint Capella doing his thing for Atlanta, defending the rim, catching alley-oops from Trae Young, you need somebody with size. And with all due respect to Kevin Love, they play a whole lot better when he's a power forward instead of a center. So I would like Jared Allen to be down there for them. And if he is, that gives them somebody to match up with the size of Capella for Atlanta.
All right, Izzy, so since you are indecisive, I think his problem is your camera shot is over on its side. Maybe that's what's
it has turned sideways. Yeah.
Maybe that's what's harming your decision-making ability because it's giving me a damn crick in the neck. But okay, here's something that might help you, Izzy. The Cavaliers lost their last game. The Hawks won their last game. So does that play any psychological, advantage into this? The Hawks like, hey, we won one, we're on a roll, and the Cavaliers like, crap, we lost, and that kind of gives you a little bit of a down feeling. Does that help you unwaffle?
It helps me a little bit. I mean, I'm leaning towards the Cavs. I'm not so sure about Atlanta, to be honest with you. I'm really feeling Darius Garland. John Collins is out for the Hawks, so it's all about the size game.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick this up when we come back. The people on the text line have plenty to say. 888-368-1580. And we're going to look a little deeper into this and see if we can de-waffle the wafflers and come up with some damn picks on this. Of course, we're going to talk about the other game, too, the Pelicans and the Clippers later tonight. That actually has more interest if you're a Phoenix Suns fan than this Hawks Cavaliers nonsense, because not like either of these teams are going to be around when the finals come. So we'll be back with more of the Daily Blender. 1 hour down and 2 to go. 1580, the Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. Are you seeing what is going on in the home buying market right now? Unbelievable. Not enough inventory, and there is a ton of demand. Some of these homes are getting 30, 40, 50 offers on them. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to differentiate yourself from the other buyers who are in line? I have a way. Use the Lund Mortgage Team. Lund Mortgage Team is locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience right here in the Valley. They have a great reputation, and it is a trustworthy pre-approval. And on top of that, they are quick. That's one of the things. You got to come equipped and be ready to buy. So what you need to do is make that first phone call to 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. Get that pre-approval going, and then get yourself ready to go buy that home of your dreams. Go online, lundmortgageteam.com, or call 623-875-9940.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Uncertain times can lead to fearful investing, which could leave you in a bad spot, especially if you're trading on emotion. When tumult opens and closes the market, you need sound advice.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, host of Market Wrap and president of Compact Asset Management. If fear has you in its grips, it's time to take a look at your investments. At Compact Asset Management, we specialize in providing complete wealth management solutions to help you reach your financial goals, no matter where the market goes. Dial pound 250 in your cell phone and say talk to Mo for a free portfolio review. We will also discuss how we can work together to create your customized retirement plan. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say talk to Mo, and let us help you take the fear out of your portfolio. Again, call pound 250 on the cell phone and say talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
A sapiosexual is a person who's attracted to intelligence. Do you choose brains over beauty? Like mind over muscle? Prefer Shakespeare?
To be or not to be?
To a puppeteer?
Hey, which one's the dummy?
So if you are sapiosexual and your current conversation is about to get, shall we say, intellectually stimulating, reach for Shakespeare Vodka, a thoughtfully engineered spirit with pure, smooth flavor that tastes like poetry in a bottle. Shakespeare Vodka, the taste of intelligence.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White, not Ralph from Harmon Solar. Izzy's hanging out with us, and we're damn lucky he is. Keon Rose is in the control room, and we're used to him. And then you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Our friend, our pal, our professor of all things sports betting will be with us here in about 20 minutes. Josh Applebaum is going to give us some thoughts. He's going to give us some information and probably some inspiration. He may break into song, but whatever is going to happen, you'll learn something about sports betting here in just a little bit. 888-368-1580. Izzy's waffling about who he thinks is going to win, but he's leaning towards the Cavs. Keon's waffling, but if Jared Allen plays, he's got the Cavs. So what is wrong with the Hawks this year that you don't even see them getting past the Cavs as long as their big man is healthy?
I think it's that they're missing John Collins. He is when he's healthy, he's that next best player on the team. He's a catalyst that outside of Trae Young, and he's a guy that Trae Young trusts a lot to make big shots in big moments. And I think that last game, they got a lot of contributions from guys who are really, really good, but I don't know that they're the game in and game out kind of guys. That maybe they are. DeAndre Hunter's would have been a rookie last year, but or was a rookie last year, but he got injured before the playoffs, so we never got to see what he could do when they drafted him, and he played really well a game ago, but he hasn't been in these moments like the rest of the team was previously. And Kevin Huerter is a solid player who has games where he just plays out of his mind like he did last time Atlanta played. But can he do that multiple games in a row? That I don't know. So I feel a little bit more out on the Hawks for that reason.
So as you look at the Cavaliers and the Hawks tonight, should be a good game. The over-under is 223. Are these two teams that can get explosive with the scoring in a duke it out sort of way, or is this a thing where you're going to see some defense actually get played?
If any defense gets played, and I feel very doubtful about that, Cleveland will be playing it. Atlanta is a run and gun kind of team. Travis Schlenk is their general manager. He wanted to make the Warriors.
I wish I knew a guy named Schlenk. Don't you wish you knew a guy named Schlenk? I'd invite him to everything. Hey, everybody, Schlenk is here. Sorry, I got hung up on the wrong thing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it sounds like I don't know, the automatopoeia for when you slap somebody with a slinky. It's just it's just a very odd name. But yeah, no, he wanted to make the Warriors of the East, and he did. But that also means that some of the without some of the key players that the Warriors have playing defense, like I don't know, Draymond Green, you are going to be a little bit exposed. Clint Capella is a really good rim protector, but Draymond Green is a guy that can guard all 5 positions on the floor. Clint Capella can't do that. So yeah, the Hawks get a little exposed defensively, and the Cavs have the capability of being a really good defensive team, but they're very young. And so sometimes more experienced teams take advantage of that and score on them a bunch. I think this is going to be a high scoring game.
All right. So maybe take the over on that one. All right. So enough of the scrubs from the East, because seriously, are either of these teams going to be a factor down the road? Really?
No. I mean,
so this is fun to watch if you want to see what should be a fun game, fun to bet if you want to get a little excitement. But beyond that, who cares?
Who cares? I mean, you're walking into Miami. They're just, whoever wins this matchup is just going to get punched in the face. I feel bad, sort of, but I meant figuratively.
Oh, okay.
But if someone does get punched in the face, I'll be watching.
Yeah, we all will. All right, so let's talk about something that might matter. Even this, I'm not sure if it matters. The Clippers and the Pelicans also not likely to survive. Any sort of series against any sort of other team that's sitting there waiting for them in the playoffs. And of course, the outcome of tonight's game gets the wood chipper that is known as your Phoenix Suns. So one thing that did happen that should tilt the line in the opposite direction some is Paul George got filthy with the COVID. And so he is out for the game. Does that swing the pendulum so far in the other direction that you expect that the Pelicans might win, Izzy?
Yeah, I definitely got the Pelicans going into here. Paul George and Kawhi just been non-existent for the Clippers this whole season. And it's a shame. We would expect the Clippers to do a whole lot more, but there's just no depth in there whatsoever. And CJ McCollum's just doing amazing. Him and Brandon Ingram, they got a team out there, a future team.
I feel like the Clippers are just cheating off the Lakers page. It's like, okay, let's get some really good players who get hurt a lot.
Yeah. It's just in this case, they got 2 main ones, and none of them just can't play.
The Clippers did decide to be interesting in that they were like, what if our young guys got hurt all the time too? What if our team wasn't geriatric, but we still couldn't play?
Well, bingo, you have a better record, but your outcome of the year should be similar. So yes, Paul George, filthy with the COVID original. I don't know. Can somebody check the line on this? Because the spread was 4, -4 for the Clippers. The over under is a little bit lower at 215. And I don't know if that's going to change, because are the Clippers going to be as good maybe on defense, without some star players as they would have been, or is their defense really rooted in some other guys?
No, I mean, I think that they're going to be fine defensively. Paul George is a great defensive player, but it's not like the Clippers don't have guys who are really good on the perimeter. Reggie Jackson, at the point guard position is a fantastic defender. I expect the Clippers to play solid defense. I think their struggle now without Paul George is going to be who's going to score. And I know that Paul George didn't play well the last game that they played, but anytime that Paul George is missing, and obviously Kawhi Leonard hasn't even played this entire season, it's going to just be a random who's going to score tonight. And somebody may step up, but somebody may not. And I think that makes it a lot more of a crapshoot in this matchup.
All right. So you're the Phoenix Suns. Okay. So pretend you're the Phoenix Suns. So you're dripping with greatness. You're 9 games ahead of everybody else. Your coach is, if he's not coach of the year, we should probably stampede the NBA's headquarters, just like, a little January 6th action, and start setting some crap on fire. Because if Monty Williams isn't the head coach, I'm going to write a sternly worded letter to a human turtle without a shell, Adam Silver. I'm going to do it. By God, I'm going to do it. I'm not even talking about typing or email. I'm going to write a letter. Anyway, so if you are the Phoenix Suns and you're watching this, like, okay, listen, Chris Paul has said this. If you have an NBA jersey on, you are one of the best in the world. Even, you can't ever take anybody for granted. So let's say, we're looking at this seriously. Okay, which one of these teams would you rather end up in a series with? By the way, help me out here. 5-game or 8-game for the first round? Because I get confused. Is it a 5-game series?
Oh, no, it's a 7-game series.
It's all of them are 7-game series.
All
that
of them
was the
are 7.
trade-off, and they did that when they changed the playoff structure. Good. So a 7-game possible series, Clippers or Pelicans, who do you want to have show up at the Foot Fungus Arena?
I mean, to be honest, if I'm the Suns, I wouldn't really be too worried about either. But I mean,
That's what I'm saying. But you gotta pick one.
Yeah, I would pick the Clippers. I just think that they're not as deep. Paul George has a tendency to just vanish in postseason games. The infamous playoff P just sometimes is just gone, just doesn't show up. And, I think the Clippers are more likely to be swept than the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans are capable of stealing a game. So as opposed to 4 games instead of 5, I think the Clippers are probably more likely to be swept.
All right. Who do you want to see? Is it the Clippers or the Pelicans?
I probably just want to see the Pelicans. I do want to see a great matchup, but I don't think they're gonna eke out a game. They're still great ball moving, but the team is still really young, and I don't think they're gonna come together and take over the Suns, who's already a well-established team this year.
Yeah, you want to see the Pelicans because you guys both were wiffle waffling off of this thing, and in the minute that Paul George was, COVID dirty, everything's slanted over to the Pelicans. So that tells me right there that fully realize the Clippers are going to be a better team. So of course, then you want the Pelicans. So basically, Paul George getting filthy with the COVID just did the Suns' job for him.
Well, I was waffling on the other game. I wasn't waffling that much on this one because I
Don't you contradict me. You were waffling
on the Eastern Conference game. This game, CJ McCollum has surprised me. I didn't think that he could be a number 1 option on a team. Playing alongside Damian Lillard, I think he got overshadowed a bunch, but he has shown since he's been traded to the Pelicans, he can be that guy. And then Brandon Ingram is somebody who scores so easily. It's in his sleep he could score. I mean, it's that easy for him. Natural scorer. And that's before we get to the point where maybe Zion Williamson could come back in the postseason if they make it. That team is not going to beat the Suns ever, but they're not going to make it easy on you either.
All right. Well, the question was, who would you rather see if you're the Phoenix Suns? See the Clippers. And really, I think I'd rather see the Pelicans. Easier to beat.
I mean, because you have the Pelicans. There's 2 Pelican teams, and it's the Pelicans before CJ McCollum got there, and the Pelicans after CJ McCollum got there. And the Pelicans after CJ McCollum got there, that's a different team.
All right. Fair enough. 888-368-1580. Let's go to the text line. Hitting the nuts says, Jarrett Allen is an amazing athlete. Switching from defensive end to basketball at his age is insane. I don't think that's the same guy.
Different.
Pretty sure.
Jared Allen was the defensive end. Jarrett Allen is the player for the Cavs.
Fighting Wampa says, you know what helps with waffling, right, guys? Jaeger. Mr. Pringle.
He's going to say syrup. I have no idea.
Says, Izzy, what's your take on the DH in the National League? Wait, okay, timeout. This is like in the middle of a basketball conversation, right? Why would you even ask that? But since it's asked, go ahead, Izzy, tell him.
About just DHs just in general, like
in the National League.
In the National League, I kind of have a problem with it. You know, some of the pitchers actually, there's most people, and as growing up, high school, college are two-way players. They're not just pitchers, and they're not just straight up pitchers. So having somebody like, I remember Carlos, what's his name? Carlos Zambrano, Carlos Zia.
Yeah, Carlos Zambrano.
Zambrano, yes, played for the Cubs. Great pitcher, but amazing at the bat. So, you get that excitement as well, having a DH in there. I don't know. There's something exciting about a pitcher stepping up and batting up for his team and actually giving out runs for him as well and producing. So I don't like having a DH in the National League.
I personally don't care. You give me a DH or you don't give me a DH. It's not like you're forcing me to do a certain thing so I can do the thing I want to do the way I want to do it. I want my pitcher to go fine. If I don't want my pitcher, fine. Just make it consistent. I don't understand why the old timers held on so hard to either not having it or having it because, it's always been that way. That's what makes it interesting. No, it makes it weird and confusing. You either have a DH or don't have a DH. Once you have it and you decided that's what's going to happen, can you all just shut up about it? Because, it's the same thing with the overtime rules in football. There was nothing wrong with the overtime rules in football, but people are like, man, I didn't get to see Patrick Mahomes try. I didn't get to see Josh Allen try. Okay, well, you know what? You should have won the damn game in regulation. I don't give two bleeps and a hoot about what you see or don't see in overtime. You had a chance. You had a coin flip, and you had your defense. So don't tell me you didn't have a chance. So just fine. Okay, you guys wanted something different. Now you got something different. Let's move on. That's what I'm saying. I don't care. Just make the rule, follow the rule, and let's do this thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I got an opinion on everything, and especially from the point of view as a fan. Just there's certain things I want to see. So that's just the way I look at it. And when it comes to the DH, I'm on the side of I like it. I've seen a lot of pitcher matchups where pitchers go up to hit, and it's an at bat where I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go to the fridge and grab something.
Right.
It's not worth watching. DH versus pitcher. The guy just hits. That's his job. So those are always interesting at bats. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, you don't want to see a pitcher wincing.
Yeah. There are some guys who can hit as pitchers, and that's fun and exciting, but
it's a rarity.
They can't all do it. And the ones that can't, I'd rather not see them do it.
And you have a choice.
Yeah, so just pick. Good. You got
now
Shohei.
We all have the DH. Everybody shut the bleep up about it. But back to the overtime rule. What if they'd come and said, all right, so here's the thing. The game's ended in a tie. So we're going to have by round of applause, which team do you think was more conscientious, on the field?
What?
Or let's have a talent show. All right. Okay. Who do you got? Patrick Mahomes does a pretty good Kermit the Frog impersonation. We could do
amazing. He doesn't even do it on purpose.
Our coach looks like a walrus. Do you do impersonations over there? Steelers. What do you got? Mike Tomlin looks a little bit like Will.i.am. This is okay. Well, so how do we? Is this a talent kind? Do they have to sing or dress up or as long as it's somewhat like the game of football and we all agree to it, fine. Win the damn game in regulation is all I'm asking. Robert in Surprise says, I'm not a fan of the football overtime rule. If they're going to keep it the way it is, they should illuminate punts. I think he meant eliminate. I like the idea of illuminating punts. Kick that thing, there's this glowing orb in the air. The USFL is going to do that thing where the ball will glow if it passes the line, the end zone line. They just let the thing glow all the time, because here's what's going to happen. Nobody's going to watch the USFL. We're never going to see it again. Go for broke, guys. Eliminate punts. Well, okay, so they changed the rule, Robert. They did change the overtime rule. And so you're going to see something different this year. Navy Brad says, happy Friday, Blender Nation. Great news. I did the 23andMe test since I'm adopted. Turns out I have a sister and a brother. Drinks for the three of us. Are you jerking me around here? Did you find these people? You can't just text that out and...
Like, did you not know that they were? So you're saying that you didn't know they were your brother and your sister, and then you found them?
Or is this just an excuse to have 3 drinks on your own?
Because
you
can.
Just give it to him anyway. I'm not going to tell him what to do with his life. Ukla Mock says, hey, Izzy, Radio Pal. Hey, Keon, shut the hell up. Still mad at you for that whole Texans thing, huh?
I mean, I don't know why. Do you have eyes that work? Do you watch the Texans? They're
in my division. They suck.
Yeah, they're awful. And when they're not awful, then I will say nice things about it. I don't have any good things. Actually, I think Davis Mills might actually be a decent quarterback. That's the only. I said decent. I didn't say good.
For the Texans, starter. Anywhere else, back up. The Halfy Lefty says the Heat only punch each other in the face, Keon.
Yeah. If Udonis Haslam has anything to say about it.
Boomer Sooner says, so how about this one, Jeffrey? I got Trae Young tonight, 35 points, 12 of 6 rebounds. It's a plus $1,700. Gets me $18. Yeah, that's right. Go, buddy. So you can put $1 on that to get 18. That all right. So Trae Young, 35 points. Does he pop over 30 that often?
It happens often enough. Yeah, because he's a 3-point shooter. So it's just that, when you have if you pull it from the logo range, I mean, then if you get going, good luck stopping him.
Melissa Hayes says Phoenix Suns laundry detergent. Shamet got hurt in practice. Season's over. What the hell did I just read?
I think Landry Shamet, he was talking about Landry Shamet getting hurt.
Oh, you spelled Landry laundry. I just couldn't figure out. What are you talking? Laundry detergent. Landry Shamet got hurt. Did he really get hurt in practice?
I'm actually double checking that right now.
How crucial is that?
Yeah, he didn't. Well, he didn't practice today due to injury, but
he's got some time.
Not clear on how severe the injury is. It may be terrible. It may not be that bad, and they're just holding him out so they don't make something that's not that bad worse.
Let me know when you know. Robert in surprise says, I meant eliminate, not illuminate punts. Navy Brad says Keon is correct. Well, that keep us up to date on that, Navy Brad. That's very interesting there. Ukla Mock says, okay, you back in, Keon. Shut the hell up, Radio Pal. Oh, okay. Whatever. Texans suck. Random Texter says, why does Major League Baseball have to even declare whether there's a DH or not? Why don't you just use one if you want and don't if you don't? That's what I'm saying. I thought that was the rule. I thought that's what you could do.
I mean, it is, but the National League teams didn't have the DH option before. Your pitcher had to hit before. Now he doesn't have to hit.
Later on in the show, Izzy will answer the question of Mr. Pringle, who's your favorite USFL player? That's a trick question. And we got other things. Listen, Josh Applebaum is up next for your sports betting education. Sports Betting 101 is next here on 1580 The Fanatics, the Daily Blender.
This baseball season, turn K's into cash and big hits into big wins with FanDuel Sportsbook. Hey guys, I'm Stephen McCollum. Right now, new customers can step up to the plate with a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. Just sign up, place your first bet, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credits if you don't win. FanDuel's great promotions every day, safe and secure app that get paid fast. And see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Steve1580 to get started with your risk-free first bet up to $1,000. That's promo code Steve1580. 21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
You can hear the grunts of pain. You can smell the workout sweat. You can feel the muscles straining. And even if you can't, we can.
And that's all that really matters.
NFL training camp.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Here we go.
It fills the senses.
Well, everyone's but yours.
You got the latest info, insights, and breaking news here.
Respect what it is we're doing here.
On your home for the NFL, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Man, ever since they legalized sports betting here in Arizona, it gets more and more interesting. I've probably won more bets on accident than I have on purpose, but I'm getting better at it. And my getting better at it is, of course, a lot to do with our next guest. Josh Applebaum, as you see right here, he's the author of the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. This is a big book right here. Not thick. It's kind of thick, but it's big because there's so much good information in it. And you can get this on the Amazon, the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. He's also the host of Betting Across America at noon here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm sorry, Saturdays at 11 a.m. and 1580 The Fanatic. And he also hosts the Market Insights podcast. Josh, my mouth ain't working, but I think I've just listed off most of what you do for us. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, it was a great list. It's great to be with you guys. I missed you last week, but I went back to my old stomping grounds in Western Mass, hung out with the family. They got my parents got to meet our new dog Meadow, so it's good to be back. But it's always nice, seeing the old parents once in a while.
So, what kind of dog is Meadow?
So Meadow is a yellow lab. We got her.
Nice.
She's almost 3 months old now. She just went through biting. Biting was terrible. It was really, really bad. And then someone told us use a spray bottle. It worked like a charm. She's a whole new dog now. Things are pretty good.
That's kind of how my wife got me to stay off the certain couches. She uses a spray bottle. If she finds me, and I'm like, all right. We got a new dog too, and his name is Buddy. And people don't know the breed at all. He's a Cocconi, basically, but he's a Cocconi German Shepherd mix. So he's got the Cocconi face, but the German Shepherd body. And he basically looks like a dingo. So he's a good dog. So I love that dog. You know who else got a new dog, Josh, is Coach K. They had like this ceremony. I guess his dog died at the beginning of the season, and he was really bummed about it. It was like he really wanted to get a new dog, but wanted to wait. And so at a little ceremony, they handed him this puppy, and it was the sweetest thing. The dog was licking his face, and you thought that old Coach Krusty there was going to cry for a minute. But so yes, love dogs. Keon has a cat, so he's not invited to this conversation. Just forget it, Keon. So
I feel left out in the cold.
Izzy, do you got a dog or any cat or anything like that?
Oh no, none of them.
Yeah, you're fine.
I like an empty house.
Yeah. Someday you'll have that dog. All right. So Josh, as you know, okay, let me get your opinion on this. Playing games, do you consider them playoffs or not?
So definitely consider them playoffs. And I think, the distinction is, guys. Wait, do you not think they're playoff games?
I consider them the postseason. I don't consider them the playoffs. They're outside of the normal playoff format. They're one and done games. I don't believe them to be playoff games. Now, I'm also
to get in the playoff.
alone. I'm alone on this, by the way. I'm dying alone on this hill. But yeah, I don't think they're the playoffs.
All right, well, fair. Whatever you want to call them, as bettors, we can make money off them, guys.
Yes.
I'll give you one play tonight. I'm looking at Pelicans Clippers. Big injury, not an injury, but Paul George for the Clippers tested positive for COVID. He missed the games. He's going to miss the game tonight. As bettors, when key players are out, it moves the line huge. So this game was actually Clippers a 4-point favorite, and at BetMGM you had about 65% of bets laying the points of the Clippers. Paul George is now out. The line is completely flipped to now Pelicans -1. So that tells us, if you look at Paul George, he's worth about 5 points to the spread. And guys, I'm looking at a money line play here on the Pelicans with no Paul George and this Pelicans team that with McCollum has been playing pretty good here, really underrated. They're a contrarian play tonight with this big move in their favor. I'm going money line here. I'm not laying a -1. They're -1 or -1.5. I don't want to win by 1 and lose or win by 1 and push. You can bet around -125 in the money line. That's risk 125 to win 100. I'll go money line Pelicans tonight with no Paul George for the Clips.
There you go. Thank you for the tip. And hey, Radio Ron, I don't know if you know who he is. He's the owner of this radio station. And he's been really trying to get us educated and turned on to working the parlays, just for fun, little bits of money. But he promised to take us to Sizzler if this parlay hits. And I want to ask your opinion on it, okay? It's only two legs. It's on Trae Young for his first basket to be a 3-pointer. And for CJ McCollum, his basket to be a layup. Now, first one's plus 2,100. The second one is plus 2,900. So that $5 wager could win $3,300. So I want to know, am I going to Sizzler?
Well, I hope you are. I hope it wins for you. And you got a pretty good shot. Theoretically, unless he gets fouled, I guess, and it's a free throw or, you kind of screw that thing up a little bit. Decent shot there. I would just say, with parlays, to me, the only real money-making way to bet a parlay is if you like two really big favorites. So, for example, tonight, I guess it's not a good example. I'll give you a good parlay. And again, I'm not a parlay guy. I'm against parlays long-term. We've talked about it before. It's a huge hold percentage for the books. The books make a killing off parlays and teasers just like the penny slot. They're hard to win. Public loves them. We've talked about that before. But if you're going to do it, I would look at one play for tomorrow, the Jazz against the Mavericks. There's no Luka Doncic for game 1. The Mavericks are a 4-point favorite. The line's now flipped to Jazz -5. I like the Jazz to win that game on the money line right now, -5. I think they're about -200. So I'd parlay that with the Warriors in game 1 against the Nuggets. They've moved from -5 to -6.5 with Steph Curry playing here. That's on the money line like -240, -250. Instead of going straight money line on both of those, I would parlay Jazz money line with Warriors money line. That's one way to approach parlays that may have some value. Money lining big favorites and taking them down a little bit.
What kills me is on the show we gave some analysis on both play-in days, and I got all 4 correct. I mean, yeah, there's a certain amount of chalk chasing on that, but it occurred to me if I'd have done a 4-game parlay with those picks, I could have made a little bit of money there, right? I mean, that could have been a nice chunk.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah. And I just think, parlays, they're kind of like teasers in the fact that when you bet them, you feel like they're always going to win or you have a good edge. It's just when you add multiple legs, like a lot of people do, 5-team parlays and turn $5 into 1,000. Just don't fall in love too much with parlays. If parlays are your number one way of betting, you're probably going to be a losing better long-term because they're so hard to win. But if like 80% of your bets or 90% of your bets are, straight single game wagers, spread or over under, and every now and again you bet a parlay, to me, pick your spots with parlays. Just don't always lean on parlays and feel like I got to cash this big parlay just to get back to even. Just be selective but disciplined, I guess.
Well, Blissful Hayes, Josh answered your question right off the bat there. Hitting the Nuts wants to know, what's the smart bet on teams to make the finals? Josh Applebaum, jeans and the boots with the fur. What the hell is he? Does anybody understand what that was supposed to mean?
Yeah,
So I do if no one else does.
I
Okay.
do. It's the song Apple Bottom Jeans, Boots with the Fur.
Is that
That's the
country
song.
music?
No, it's rap.
Oh, okay. The hell,
But like from 12, 13 years ago.
I was gonna say,
I know what it means.
Guys,
I'm
they would always
cool.
say that. Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'm not cool. So, can you answer his question if there was a one in there?
Absolutely. So on teams to make the finals or win it all, I would say in your neck of the woods, the Suns have a great shot. They're in a bounce back spot. Usually you have Super Bowl hangover or NBA Finals hangover, but this team looks really unstoppable here. You missed some time with Chris Paul. Other guys got a chance to step in. Monty Williams is going to win Coach of the Year. I like the Suns to make it out of the West. Right now they're 105 to win the Western Conference plus 105. I would look at maybe to win it all with the Suns. They are plus 260. So you risk 100, you win 260 back, and you get your 100 back if they win. My only other two teams, keeping out on the Bucks in the East. They're plus 500 to win the NBA title. And I'll be honest with you guys, my Celtics, one of my favorite bets here. They're plus 750 to win the title. But you can bet NBA series prices. So before a series starts, who's going to win that series? Right now, the Celtics, they open like minus 125. They're up to minus 140. You're only getting 37% of bets on the Celtics. Everyone's picking the Nets to win that series, but the series price is going to Boston. So I like the Celtics to win that series. That's a low bet, higher dollar, sharp money split. Bet the Celtics minus 140 to beat the Nets in their series.
I have if it's not already a term, it should be a term. And I bet you'll remember this term after I say it. I'm either going to coin a phrase or you've heard it before. If it weren't the Celtics, I'd say that's your Boston blind spot. How do you like that? Your Boston blind spot, because you always seem to do that, Josh.
So it is true. And I would say I've had a journey in betting when I first started betting. I'm from New England. I'm from Boston. I'm actually from Western Mass, but I would bet the Red Sox, Bruins, Patriots, Celtics just because they're my team. Mm-hmm. I realized that, hey, so one of the worst things you can do is just bet your favorite teams. But my exception would be if your favorite team happens to be, a model play, like a contrarian spot with sharp reverse line movement. It makes me feel better to bet it. So, again, I don't want to be a homer, but I am rooting for the Celts in this series.
Well, listen, if you use my term Boston blind spot, could you just credit me in the footnotes or something? Because I mean.
Oh, absolutely. I like that. That's pretty catchy.
I think I made that up. If I didn't, then fine. But I think I did. So the Boston blind spot.
I've never heard it before.
There we go. I came up with a new thing. All right. So we got the NFL draft is coming up. Now, I don't even know how to bet something like that because you never know what Crazy Jerry is going to do. You never know who's going to trade up. You don't know, people are going to surprise you. How do you bet the NFL draft?
Yeah, so believe it or not, the NFL draft, it's one of my favorite things to bet on. It's an information-based bet. If you do your homework, you pour over the mock drafts, you're on Twitter and you see, what the coaches are saying, you can really make some money on the NFL draft. So I'll give you a bet that me and some of my colleagues at Beeson really like. It's over or under 5.5 wide receivers in the first round. So it actually opened over 5.5, shaded a little bit, basically saying there's liability on 6 or more at around minus 150. I bet it minus 180. I look today, it's up to minus 240 at some shops. So the line, the juice, monitor the juice if you're betting props. It's going to kind of tell you, which direction the smart money is leaning. But Mel Kiper, a lot of these big draft people, we have someone great at Beeson, Matty Humans. They released their draft, their mock draft. They have 7 wide receivers going in the first round. So if you can get over 5.5, it's a passing league. It's a really good year for wide receivers. I'll bet over 5.5 wide receivers in round 1. Try to find as close to minus 200 as you can.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the over for sure. They're even thinking maybe that there'll be no running backs in that first round. So, that's a good tip right there. This is Josh Applebaum. He is the host of Betting Across America, 11 a.m. on Saturdays here on 1580 The Fanatic. He hosts the Market Insights podcast and, of course, is the author of the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. Find that on the Amazon.
Josh, staying on the draft, who do you have as the best, the best bet to go number 1 overall in the draft? Because I am a dork. Every time a new mock draft comes out, I'm following all of them. And every mock draft that comes out, there's a new person at number 1. You could go Aiden Hutchinson, you could go Kayvon Thibodeau, Ekwonu. I mean, there's so many options. Is there somebody that's standing out in your mind as a contrarian bettor as maybe a really good person try and take it number 1?
Yeah, so Keon, first off, you're not what do you call yourself, a dork or a nerd? I forgot what you call it. You're not at all.
He's a nerd. I accept it.
Oh, he is.
Okay, so what? Call me one too. I love pouring over the mock draft. I would just keep one eye out for mock draft. Like, they've been out for so long that in order to generate clicks, you want to have someone else going number 1. So there's kind of keep the buzz going. A lot of different mocks will do that. What I'm looking at is I like Aiden Hutchinson. He's minus 225 right now. He's been the favorite pretty much the whole time to go first overall. At one point, Evan Neal and Ekwonu, these offensive linemen, they were up there in the conversation, but then the Jaguars got Brandon Scherf in free agency. They tagged their left tackle Robinson. They don't really need a lineman, and Aiden Hutchinson is rated kind of like your next J.J. Watt. So at minus 225, he's the play. My only other thing would be keep an eye out for Trayvon Walker from Georgia. He's really shot up the boards right now. He has the second best odds to go first overall at plus 200. He's the favorite to go second overall at plus 200. So if Trayvon Walker, he could be a surprise pick, but I would bet Aiden Hutchinson to go 1 overall. He's my best bet.
Mr. Pringles says, I'm confused. Blender's always touting the parlay bet, but Josh here is saying stay away from the parlays. Which is it? Well, understand something, Pringle. When we tout the parlay bet, it's just a sort of a fun little thing, not as a way to work your bankroll, as Josh teaches. We just say, hey, if you throw $1 in something for fun, just to have the experience, see what happens. Josh is saying is don't make that a part of your repertoire, or else you're going to end up losing in the end. Having fun with it is what we have been touting. So, every now and then, as Josh has just told you, he'll chuck a parlay in there, right?
Yeah, you're totally right. I think you laid it out pretty well. Like, the whole thing with parlays, it's like a glass of wine. Like, you want to have a glass of wine every night, that's fine. It can help you relax, and sometimes they say it helps your heart. But if you have 10 glasses of wine every night, then you got a problem. Like, that's the same thing with parlays. You want to pick one here and there, no big deal. If you do it constantly and it's your number 1 betting method, then you're going to have some trouble.
Right, Pringle. So to understand, a parlay, glass of wine, a bunch of parlays, Jaeger. Don't do that. It's not going to help you.
Beer before liquor, never been sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear.
There you go. And real quick before we have to let you go, UFC tomorrow. I know you've always got some good insights on betting that. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so love betting UFC. My model is I want a fighter who's younger, taller, has a longer reach, and the line is moving in their favor. So you have a pretty good match here looking at Luque. Luque is fighting in the main event. Luque is, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, against Bilal Muhammad. Luque opened around like minus 160. He's been bet up to around minus 170. He's younger, 30 years old versus 33 years old. Both fighters are 5'9", but a big reach for Luque, 76 inches versus 72 inches. And he's fighting Bilal Muhammad, who's Muslim and I believe is fasting. So he's going to fast before a huge fight. That could really have implications on his body. I don't know if he's going to be at peak physical strength because of that fast. That's kind of a little betting tip. Go Vince Luque, minus 170.
It feels a little weird to take advantage of this poor guy's fasting. But hey, it's how you make the money, right, Josh?
It's terrible, and I totally get it. But these are the things that bettors look at. And if you want to make money, you'll take any little edge that you can. It may be slight, but the whole point is find an edge. That's what betting is all about.
All right. Well, thanks so much for giving us some more education. We'll see you next week. That is Josh Applebaum, again, host of Betting Across America, Saturdays, 11 a.m. on 1580 The Fanatic. He's the host of the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. Get that on Amazon. And if you get a minute, check out his Market Insight podcast. As you can tell, you got a lot to learn from Josh Applebaum. We'll see you next week, Josh. Thanks, man.
You guys are the best. Have a great weekend.
All right, when we come back, we're going to make number one Rattler fan dream come true. He wanted 45 seconds on the Arizona Rattlers. We're going to give him at least a few minutes. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Nick LaCapria with the Daily Sports Quiz. What future NBA coach started for the Chicago Bulls in their first 10 season openers? The answers coming up on the Daily Sports Quiz.
Nick LaCapria's Daily Sports Quiz brings you a different question from the world of sports each day. If you want even more questions from the world of sports, visit Nick LaCapria's new website, sportstrivia.org. You can test your sports trivia knowledge and get answers to some great questions from the world of sports trivia. Sportstrivia.org. It's free, it's fun, and it's challenging. If you like the Daily Sports Quiz, you'll love sportstrivia.org.
The answer to today's Daily Sports Quiz: name the future NBA coach that played for the Chicago Bulls in their first 10 season openers, the legendary Jerry Sloan. He played for Dick Motta. Jerry Sloan, today's answer on the Daily Sports Quiz.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs. Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Join Choices for the annual Walk for Life, May 6th and 7th at Dream City Church in Glendale. The weekend kicks off with a concert by Jordan St. Cyr. Then hear a powerful message from Dr. William Lyle, OBGYN. Admission to the concert is free with a suggested donation of diapers and wipes. Then on May 7th, join with hundreds for the Choices Walk for Life. Check-in is at 7:30. The walk begins at 9. Register at choicesaz.com/walk for your free t-shirt and all the details.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Your home for NASCAR. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender. And, right now, baseball season in full swing, and you can turn K's into cash and big hits into big wins with the FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can step up to the plate with a risk-free first bet of up to $1,000. Just sign up, place your first bet, and FanDuel will refund you up to $1,000 back in site credit if you don't win. Now, listen. I love FanDuel because it's easy to use. They've got some great promotions. They've got some awesome ways for you to get involved in same-game parlays. It's a safe and secure app. You get paid fast when you win. You can see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Randy1580 to get started with your risk-free first bet up to $1,000. That promo code again is Randy1580 at the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Remember, you've got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona, first online, real money wager only, $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
888-368-1580. Hitting the nuts. You're killing me with that, man. Yeah, hitting the nuts. We haven't even talked about this in how long. And he just texted me this. Walker told me I have AIDS. Okay. That's the clip from Walker, Texas Ranger.
I know the clip.
Walker told me I have AIDS. Okay.
It is possibly one of the single most absurd things ever put on TV.
It's the best clip. I'm sorry, it's just wrong. Anyway, so where did that even come from, man? Blissful Hayes says, did I win Rattlers tickets? No, we're just going to talk about the Rattlers. By the way, How come we're not giving away Rattlers tickets? I gotta check with Radio Ron, see what the heck is going on there. All right, so let's go ahead and make a man's day. Number one Rattlers fan. He's just always like, can you just talk 45 seconds about the Rattlers? He thinks that we don't care about the Rattlers. Of course we care about the Rattlers. They win all the time. We air all the home games here on 1580 The Fanatic. And, so yeah, we're sorry we haven't given them as much time and love as maybe you'd like. So we're going to do that right here, right now. First thing you need to know is the Arizona Rattlers, once again, just killing it in the IFL. A dominant team. They're about to go 5-0 tonight. They are hosting the San Diego Strike Force, who are not very good. So it could be another blowout. And Keon, they've had a lot of those. And I know, Izzy, you're familiar with the Rattlers as well. Let me go down the list. First game of the season, 67-20. Next game, 43-21. Next game, 48-10. And then this last one with the Duke City Gladiators, 50-28. The Arizona Rattlers are a blowout machine. Is there anybody in the IFL who could even think about stopping them?
Boy, maybe in a title game. That's how good you'd have to be to slow the Rattlers down. And unfortunately for the San Diego Strike Force, they're not the team. We'll just be frank about this. They are not the team. They have just one win this season so far. It's
like the Washington Commandos of the IFL.
No. The Commandos are a 500 football team. This is not a 500 football team. This is a team that's won 25% of their games so far, and a thriller over Tucson is their only victory of the year.
Way not to take it seriously.
I have to. I'm sorry. That burgundy and gold, that is what will pour out of me if you cut me open.
Hey, just take it easy. At least you're not a Bears fan. All right.
See, I was just sitting here like minding my business. Like
Izzy was ducking for cover. Like, baby, if I don't say anything, he won't turn on me.
All right. So the secret to the success for the Rattlers right now, as you look at this team, one name pops up, and that's Devontae Merriweather. That is a scary dude. 6'2", 210 pounds. He plays the bandit position, which, if you don't know, in the IFL, that's like a hybrid of a safety, strong safety, a linebacker, and a corner. He was the IFL Defensive Player of the Year. That guy is a scary dude. But this defense in general, Keon, is a pretty scary outfit.
Yeah, I mean, they're the league's best defense. They allow less than 20 points a game, which, I mean, if you've ever watched an IFL game and how fast and how frenzied the scoring is, the fact that you are holding teams to below 3 touchdowns is beyond impressive. This is an elite defense, and they're going up against a team that already struggles to move the ball. So this is going to be just another night of the Rattlers doing what they do. But I've got another name for you to toss out there, and it's going to be a name that's very familiar if you follow the Rattlers before. That's Drew Powell.
Yes,
he's the quarterback, and 74% of his passes completed.
It's amazing.
I mean, he just picked up where he left off last year, by the way.
You know why? Because when you have a defense like that, you get to relax a little bit on offense. And of course, they're not relaxing in effort, but Drew Powell, very good. But seriously, you've been to the game. There's not even barely breaking a sweat, is he?
I mean, not really. And he has so many ways he can beat you. When you're a quarterback, it doesn't matter in what form or fashion or what level of the game you're playing. When you have the dynamic throwing ability that he has, but also the mobility. Yeah, I mean, it's both, and he can kill you in a number of different ways, and he does it so easily. This is a year I actually think where the Rattlers have somehow managed to improve, which doesn't seem possible for how good they already are.
Yeah, and of course, they've got receivers that all of them have got some good hands. Isaiah Houston, Braxton Haley, those guys are new to the team, and they're doing great. And all kinds of other guys out there who, I don't know if Drew Powell just makes it look easy or these receivers have all got glue on their hands. But I just don't know, what are the weaknesses with this Arizona Rattlers team? I mean, on offense, they're effective, probably even a better defensive team. So where's the weakness? And I don't know if I can see it. And number one Rattlers fan, maybe he can text in and say, okay, well, here's that one place, because I'm not seeing it. Are you seeing it?
No, when you're beating teams by an average of 32 points a game,
You're a blowout machine. Where's the weakness?
I don't know where it is. Where would it be? I mean, outside of maybe Drew Powell has a bad game, which I literally haven't seen. Where would it possibly be? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I mean, is it going to be the halftime show? I don't know. And yeah, again,
well, I only went to one game, but halftime is really fun. So,
so even that, you just. So if you haven't listened to a Rattlers game, we'll have one tonight at 7 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. If you haven't been to a Rattlers game, well, you really need to. Okay, I don't know what the hell.
A vast
Did I just get a virus? Oh God, I got coronavirus. Is that how it happens? Oh God. Oh damn you. Oh damn you, Clippers gave you the virus. Seriously, what website are you on that is making that virus sound?
Well, no, it's not a website. It was just the antivirus thing was just like, hey, your computer's clean.
Seriously?
Just wanted to let you know you're good.
That's the better clear your browser. You were the wrong place sound. You know what I'm saying?
I whatever, I can't hate. I mean, whatever the sound that it makes when you actually have a virus, I don't even want to know what that sound is. That was the good sound. Oh, that was the all clear sound. I don't know what the bad sound is.
Every time I hear that sound, I pee a little because I was like, oh God, I'm gonna lose my computer. But I think you're right. Actually, turns out to be a good sound. Number one Rattlers fan says no weaknesses with these Rattlers. The Ass Pirates, I'm sorry, Massachusetts Pirates. It's Mass Pirates. Sorry, same thing. Ass Pirates. Our rival that will be championship again. So you're saying that your rival's going to win the championship, or you're going to see them in the championship?
I think you meant see them in the championship again.
I wonder if I jinxed the Rattlers by calling them the Ass Pirates last year.
I don't think so.
I think I'm not going to do. Maybe that's the weakness. I won't call them the Ass Pirates. Number one Rattlers fan, spread the word with the other fans. Don't do that because that's the only reason I can think that happened. So we will not speak of what happened last year. We'll only look forward to what's happening this year. So keep us up to date, number one Rattlers fan, on all things Rattlers, since you'll probably get those news flashes before we do when it comes to your love for the Arizona Rattlers. 888-368-1580. So here's what we're going to do. I know we've been talking up tonight's play-in games, and I know we're really looking forward to a good couple of weeks of playoffs for the NBA, to get to the NBA Finals. Well, Keon has decided that today's top 5 at 5 is going to be playoff centric. We're not going to do it right now, but I just want to say I don't like this one. I don't think it was just mean. It's a mean one.
Why is it mean? It's very topical.
It's just because we're all going to have the same thing to say.
Well,
I think you've got an angle, and I'm not. You're going to like try to make Izzy and I look stupid.
No, there's no angle. I'm pretty sure we're all going to have the same number 1, but I want to see what your 2 through 5 are.
And Izzy, if you say anything about the Bulls, you're going to just leave the room.
No, I had to shed tears writing this list down. I couldn't put them in. I couldn't put them in.
It's not right. 888-368-1580. Good Cat says, Keon, please pour me 5 Irish car bombs. Got a family trip to Havasu tomorrow. Ugh. Wow. You don't even have to drink to have feel like you're getting a hangover with that one. Getting the Nut says Applebaum said Trayvon Walker would be the first pick in the draft. I'm pretty sure he'll tell Roger Goodell to be. The hell was that? That hurt my earballs.
That hurt mine too.
I thought the whistle. That was
not the whiskey button. That was the whistle button. That was there.
Give us all one, please.
Oh my God.
Navy Brad says, I'll keep you guys up to date. Was Randy traded? No, he's on vacation. Izzy's just being nice enough to hang out with us. And let's see. Ukla says, in case you didn't know, I'm waffling right now. Pass me the maple syrup. So you guys like waffles?
Yeah.
I do like waffles, actually.
You put the maple syrup on it, or are you like these kids today put the Nutella on it?
No, it's syrup, little butter, and then you put the syrup on top of both.
Izzy even made a face when I said Nutella. He's like,
yeah, I can't have it. It's straight syrup.
I mean, I want my diabetes to come from Canada. You know what I'm saying? I love me some maple syrup.
Mars Bars 805 says, happy Faded Friday, guys. How about them A's? I'll take an 805, please. I know Randy's not here, but I'll take one anyway. Yeah, Keon's got you covered. He can hit. There you go. All right. When we come back, yes, it'll be Keon Rose's top 5 at actually 5. How about that? That doesn't happen very often on this show.
No, it does.
We also got some NFL to talk about. My team has got themselves a new guy. Arizona Cardinals might end up needing a new guy. What else is happening? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the #1 producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve to make sure that there are no barriers to the benefits and services earned through service to our country. Find out how we can assist you in Arizona. Visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canyer with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now. For prices so low, we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. 802-341-4535. That's 802-341-4535.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White, not alongside Ralph from Harmon Solar. Both of them bailed. And we got Izzy hanging in because he's a superhero. We got Keon with us here because he's in the control room. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar studio in Scottsdale. By the way, somebody told me, did you know Carlos Mencia's in town? I'm like, oh. Okay, well, I guess if you want to go watch this guy do somebody else's material, that'd probably be a good show to go to. I'm sure he's stolen some really great material lately.
either from radio people or from comedians. And it's funny because then somebody shows me that the photo they used to promote it. And I'm like, I wonder if I get away with using a 30-year-old photo anytime I went somewhere.
Does he not still look like that?
No. Anyway, so yay. 888-368-1580. Now, before we get to the Keon Rose top 5 at 5, I want to give you guys a heads up. I miss brackets. Now, the brackets for the NBA playoffs, not really the same thing as, say, an NCAA bracket. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a different thing. And I saw this thing, and I can't remember who I stole this from. Feeling a little Carlos Mencia myself, I guess. But it's the best chain restaurant bracket. And it's got all sorts of regions. It's got the Happy Meal region, the Big Menu region, the Chili's region, the No Sundays region, like Chick-fil-A, you know what I'm saying? And what it is a breakdown. Here's a little copy of it right here. A breakdown of all our favorite fast food and chain restaurant type places. And I thought it would be fun, not today, but soon, that we will every day we'll have one matchup and we'll let everybody vote on it on Twitter. And as the bracket progresses, about a month later, we will have the best chain restaurant per the Daily Blender listeners, a champion right there. And then what I want to try to do is once we get the champion, I want to try to go do a remote broadcast where we present them with a trophy. The thing about this is we're not going to tell them we're coming.
They have no idea.
All of a sudden there's a tent out front, there's speakers, we're talking to people in the drive-through, Daily Blender style. And so anyways, I thought that'll be a whole lot of fun. But what I love about this bracket, it's already been seeded, and some of these just don't seem fair. One part of it has In-N-Out versus Jimmy John's first round. That's just not even fair.
Poor Jimmy John's.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Jimmy John's.
Five Guys versus Portillo's. Well, some places you'd say, well, Five Guys. But around these parts, people are going to go Portillo's. And that's not fair. But again, that's what we think. The Daily Blender listeners probably going to have a different thought process about that. So, in the weeks to come, we'll have some fun with that. So, Big George says, hey, good news for Ziggy. No, it's Izzy, George. He says the Chicago White Sox are winning 2-0 over the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. So go White Sox, he says.
Yeah, helping my parlay that now I'm scared. I can't. This is my last parlay, apparently. Now that this is frowned upon.
Don't jinx it. Well, no, listen, Izzy, if you like to do a parlay and you have some success with it, have a little fun with it. Just be careful on the money side of that. That's all he was saying. And by the way, you be your own man. You do what you want to do. Until you run out of money, and then you go, gee whiz, I wish I'd listened.
Right, exactly.
So here's the thing, George, aren't you a Chicago Cubs fan?
Oh, see, now
I thought you were a Chicago Cubs fan.
That's disgusting.
But you know what it is about him? I think he likes them both. I think he actually does like them both. I know. Make the face.
You
I
like
agree with you.
I'm looking at Izzy's face. He's so confused right now. It's just confusion. Like, how is that possible? It's like you told him gravity works when things go up. It's just
I fell up on the ceiling and I hurt myself. So yeah, Big George, explain yourself again why you are pro White Sox and pro Cubs at the same time, because that's weird.
Because we're in Ralph Rams Seahawks fan territory right now.
Mm-hmm. or somebody saying, well, I just really love U of A and ASU. What? No, you don't. No, you don't. Hitting the Nut says definitely a Friday show if something happens on time. That's not like the Blender to be on time or stay on subjects or anything like that ever. You are correct, Hitting Nuts. And guess what? Right now, here as we speak, it is time for Keon Rose's top 5 at it is 5.
It is actually 5, and we're just gonna have to
no music,
bypass the music because Randy's not here.
That's how he tries to keep his job security.
Mm-hmm.
He gives you just enough to get by, but not all of it.
Not everything.
Yeah.
Oh man. So the top 5, we're just gonna somehow stay on topic, which is look, we've got the NBA playoffs starting this weekend, And I was excited about the thoughts of the Blender crew looking at the playoffs and what are the top 5 teams in the playoffs per your opinion.
Not it.
Okay, Izzy's got to go first.
See, this is a setup. That was.
I mean, I didn't know he was going to do that, and I should start realizing he's going to do that. It's just a part of the show now. So I guess we're going to go with your top 5 first. There is.
Well,
So
first
start at 5 and count on down.
Starting from 5. Number 5. I got the Nets. I think the Nets have just the amount of KD and Kyrie can play. They average 72 points combined together. Now, granted, they have to play perfect to win, but I think the pieces behind them are still great enough to come away with the win and actually go far in these playoffs. Because they were KD was just a big toe away from the finals last year, so they're almost there. So number 4, I got Miami Heat. Miami Heat are on and off. It's this been up and down. If I think they're gonna go all the way, they need help from their support. Duncan Robinson has to step up. Victor Oladipo needs to still be great from the field. Not great, but good enough from the field. So I think they have a great chance. I got the Warriors at number 3. Steph Curry's coming back. JK, Jonathan Kuminga, he's been doing great. He's going to be the one to step up for them. Although he's really young, he's still a really good basketball player. I don't think Jordan Poole is going to, no pun intended, pull his weight. But I got the Warriors going at number 3. Number 2, the Suns. I think
you have the Suns at 2.
Yeah, I do have the Suns at 2. This been perfect basketball all the way through. Just all the way through.
Is that not an argument for them to be 1?
It is. But I just don't want to count out Giannis. I really don't want to count out Giannis.
Wow.
Brook Lopez is coming back. Their support is coming back. Bobby Portis needs to be a lot better defensively. All of that, if they can come together, I think the Bucks are going to repeat.
Wow. So you have the Milwaukee Bucks as your number 1. That is bold. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that's just stunning right there. Okay, I'm going to give you mine. The Milwaukee Bucks, I have it 5. In fact, I don't see them getting to the finals, if we're honest. But these are the best teams, so I'm going to give them to you. After that, I've got the Boston Celtics at number 4. They are playing some crazy kind of basketball lately, and I think they don't get enough credit. After that, Miami Heat. Gotta love what the Home Depot's doing. And I'm sorry, Oladipo. And that's a team that it really, that's a team you got to worry about. Then I got the Memphis Grizzlies at number 2. Come on, man. How do you just go right past them? With the Bucks, you don't even mention the Grizzlies. Of course, number 1, no injuries. Knock on wood. Phoenix Suns. How can you even? I'm just not going to even finish sentences.
Just his brain is overloading. It can't handle.
Wow.
M. Night Shyamalan could not have written the ending of Izzy's List. I honestly do not. I was so stunned when he said something too.
I figured there was gonna be some type of heat coming this way. Some type.
Yeah, definitely coming your way. Yeah, I am confused. So here's my top 5. I'm gonna go number 5. Golden State. Steph Curry's coming back, but I want to see him play a little bit first before I decide they're better. And also, this has been, even before he got hurt, kind of an off-year shooting for Steph, but by Steph's standards. The Warriors are incredibly deep, so that's why they're still in the top 5. Number 4, I have Milwaukee. I think that despite the fact that they've got Giannis, they're incredibly good defensively. Drew Holiday has been great with them. I just think that there are so many teams in that conference that shoot the ball, especially from long range, a whole lot better. I like the Bucks. I think that they're great. Giannis is, the reigning MVP. You got to give him that respect. But there are teams that shoot the basketball better. And I think if you're going to repeat, I think you've got to shoot at that level. Number 3, I've got the Boston Celtics. They're an incredible defensive team. Marcus Smart is an all defense, an NBA all defense, first team defensive player, as well as Daniel Theus, their center. So they've got 2 guys playing defense at that level. Plus they've got the scoring ability of a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown. I mean, the Celtics are going to be scary, scary good. Number 2, I have also the Memphis Grizzlies. Really like the step that John
So
Morant
that's
has
when you
taken.
made that face.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you made a face when I said Grizzlies at 2.
Well, yeah, because we ended up choosing the same 2, and of course the same 1 because the Phoenix Suns have been borderline flawless, and you can look at any metric in this league. You can look at defensive efficiency. The Suns are near the top. Scoring efficiency. The Suns are near the top. Scoring in the clutch. The Suns are literally number 1 at that. In the fourth quarter, the game was within 5 points. If you're not, completely pushing the Suns away, if you're not blowing them out, good chance you're not winning that game. They've won so many of those close games, which is what the playoffs are all about. And that is my top 5.
So, boy, all you've done is just create more questions, Izzy. The Bucks are the only team we all agreed on being in our list other than the Suns. And for the Suns to be number 2 on the list is just baffling. But for you, Keon, I'm just kind of curious, what's with the Heat hate? You don't even have the Heat in there.
I mean, I have the Heat. Look, I could have done the Randy. Let's tie it at 4, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Because that it's the top 5, and I have the Heat. Just outside of that. It's not a hatred for the Heat, but it's the same thing with the Bucks, where they're streaky shooting the basketball, and when you get deep into this postseason, shooting the basketball becomes more and more important. And I'm talking from 3-point range. Those shots become much more valuable, and the Heat can do it, but they are streaky, and that's where I don't have them in my top 5.
Well, I'll tell you what. Right here, I think I can predict what we all think the finals are going to be. I've got Suns and Heat. You, Keon, have Suns and Celtics.
I do.
And Isaiah's he has an aneurysm because according to him, it should be Bucks and Heat according to your list.
Yeah, I'm still standing by it.
All right, good man. Listen, no, you stand by your convictions, as misplaced as they probably are. But
well, who's your highest? Who is your highest ranked? So it would be Bucks and Suns again.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's so hard for me to look at his list.
it's a tough list.
All right. So, the text line predictably is, it's not good. Your old friend Big Steve from the main event says, I want Izzy to never get on my show on Wednesdays again.
Really?
Not picking the Suns? Ridiculous.
Oh my god.
That sounds like a Big Steve reaction.
It is. Yeah, right.
Just kidding. He followed with just kidding. Kiss the Cook did not follow with just kidding, and he just said in all caps, kill him. That's a bit rough. Intern in the main event says, Izzy, I take back all the nice things I've ever said about you. Go Suns. Mr. Pringle says, Izzy, how can you say that the Heat have been up and down this season when they won more games than any other Eastern Conference and the number 1 seed? You're way off, dude.
Way off? So they've been just lighting it up. So right. But I don't think they've been lining it up at the very end of the regular season. Like it hasn't been when we've seen the arguments and we've seen
they had the nice blow up there. Udonis Haslem was trying to strangle Jimmy Butler on the sideline, and Eric Spoelstra was trying to help Udonis Haslem. Yeah, it got weird.
Exactly. Yeah, they're already trying to fight each other as it is. Like, yeah. And so, and just all that in general, I don't think the Miami Heat I don't think this is the year they come together and just take over. The last time they actually went far was in the bubble. Like we've seen them collapse in the playoffs, and we've seen them collapse at the very end of the season. I think it's going to happen again.
Well, Big George says, wow, Jeffrey does it again. Clear winner of the top 5 at 5. Keo's a close second. Izzy, boy, you got some work to do. Suns are number 1, man. All right. So I will take the W on that. Clearly, mine is the superior list. And if you think it's going to be other than Suns and Heat, you're wrong.
I don't know.
Just wrong.
We're gonna look back at this.
Yes. Well, okay. Well, I've got it all written down here. I can go ahead and just save it. So let me just write your name down here. Izzy, who used to be in the main event. Here we go. All right. It has been documented, sir. Would you like to put a wager on it?
I don't know. What do you guys like? I'll bring something. I'll bring anything to the station.
Well,
Okay.
we usually I don't know. We usually do some kind of reasonable food bet generally.
Yeah, I'm a donut person. You guys like donuts?
Well, I'll give you some donuts. I used to love donuts, but then as I got older, I eat a donut and it's just crashes me.
I like I said, reasonable food, and somehow inflation has hit donuts cost wise, and I am shocked by that
Did you
development.
hear? No, Krispy Kreme has got a thing where they will sell you a dozen donuts for the cost of a gallon of gas. They are tracking gas prices and giving you a dozen donuts at that comparison. I don't know. You might want to check their website or just talk to somebody at Krispy Kreme, but I think they might still be doing that deal. So I didn't realize inflation had hit donuts so hard.
Yeah, I was listening to Money Radio and I heard that and I was like, what? Yeah, it's just very confusing.
Usually, inflation is my waistline when it comes to donuts. All right, so I've got the Suns and the Heat. Izzy's got the Bucks and the Suns, and Keon has the Suns and the Celtics. Are we all in agreement on these?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here's what it's going to be. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll keep on the donut theme for you, Izzy. All right, so here's what it is. You get donuts. Let's say how many donuts does this come into?
How many donuts?
Yeah. Is that like a dozen donuts?
I can bring 2 dozen if you want.
No, don't bring any donuts when I win. Listen, Izzy, I'm winning. So, you can bring some bagels because I can eat some bagels. I love everything bagels. With everything on it. Which, by the way, can't science figure out how to put everything on the other side of that bagel too?
Yeah, it's
Not
only
just
on the
top?
it's only on the top side. Yeah,
It just bothers me a lot. Or here's what you do, Izzy. You get some everything bagels. You take the tops off and give them to me where there's everything bagels on both sides. That's good enough for me. So I wouldn't mind a dozen bagels. Izzy wants a dozen donuts. Keon, what do you want?
I'm gonna keep it at the usual. I've become, since I've moved here, addicted to Barro's Pizza. Just Barro's Pizza,
dude. It's donuts or bagels. It's the stuff to bring to the station. We can all kind of chew on together.
Let's get that. I'll just do donuts then.
No, if you don't want donuts, I mean, wow, there's always somebody. God,
what do you mean? There's always somebody? I didn't realize it was like a okay.
Not going to be
what about
Celtics anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I don't know. I was right last year.
All right, fine. Donuts or bagels, whatever you want. There's something on that. But think about it. If it's something else, like, maybe I'd like I don't know, donut holes or bites or
what are
cinnamon rolls.
What are the?
I like Cinnabon. Oh, I'm changing mine to Cinnabon. Changing
yours to Cinnabon.
Yep.
What are the? Are they called crullers out here? It's like
crullers everywhere.
Okay. Well, I don't know because I said crullers in the South and people were like, "What are you talking about?"
You could say many things in English in the South and they'd be like, "I don't get what that
You know what? That's fair. I like crullers. I think that they're very delicious.
You using big words make me want to get violent. Kiss the Cook says, "I'm glad you like donuts, Izzy, because right now you're batting 0 for 0." Okay, just saying. Senior Wake and Bake says, "Izzy, would you like a participation ribbon or a trophy when you win?" Royale with Cheese says, "Happy Friday, guys. Go Suns." Easy. He didn't say he hates the Suns. He just doesn't think they're good enough to go to the finals, I guess.
Well, he does think they're good enough to go to the finals. He just doesn't think they're the best team playing in the playoffs, which I'm not sure I agree with.
No, he thinks they're horrible. He thinks the Suns are this side of a Special Olympics team. I don't know. He said it, not me. Talk to Izzy. We got to take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
As the play-in tournament wraps up in the NBA, the first true day of the NBA postseason will begin on Saturday. 4 games on the schedule. It starts with the Mavericks hosting the Jazz. Utah, a 5-point favorite. The over-under has been set at 209.5. Timberwolves and Grizzlies, the second game of the day on Saturday. Memphis, a 7-point favorite. The over-under at 235. The day continues with the Sixers hosting the Raptors. Philadelphia, a 4.5-point favorite, over under at 216. And then the Nuggets and the Warriors, Golden State favored by 6.5, over under at 223. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Get Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Get Upside app now.
Download the free Get Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RACE for 25 cents a gallon or more cash back on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code RACE to earn 25 cents a gallon or more on your first tank. That's code RACE.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's draft time. Here we go. The 2022 NFL Draft can't be stopped.
It's on.
Yeah, it's on, baby. And the future of the best college players is on the line. Who's going to which team? Find out with our draft coverage.
With the first pick.
Listen for updates, the latest info, and breaking news from the NFL. Your home for the NFL for the Valley is 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic. The Fanatic. The Fanatic.
Sandy Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. If you're just joining us, Izzy hates the Suns. Keon hates donuts and bagels. And we got a lot of catching up to do on the text line. 888-368-1580. Jake the Snake says, I like peanut butter with maple syrup on waffles. That's the bomb. Oh, you know, I haven't had peanut butter pancakes in since I was a kid, probably. I remember having those and thinking those were wonderful. What are these things you used to have when you were a kid and you're like, yeah, and then later on you just forget about them or you don't do it anymore. I get it, too much sugar in a peanut butter and maple syrup waffle, but now you got me wanting some peanut butter pancakes or peanut butter waffles. Thanks a lot, Jake the Snake. That's thank you for the inspiration on that. My breakfast this weekend is going to be lit. That's what the kids say now, by the way. Or is that already out of? That's not hip anymore, isn't it? Is that current or not?
I think it's still around, but I'm 32, so I'm starting to become out of touch with everything.
So basically, I'm getting right in on the tail end of lit, aren't I?
I think so, yeah.
Now, Izzy, you're young. How are we doing with this? Is lit? Where's lit? Hey, can you turn on his mic? That'd be nice if you could. That up.
I was like, what's going on? Why can't I hear?
No, it flowed. You sounded pretty good when you said it. It flowed nicely. So yeah.
So it's okay. But yeah, we are about to hit the expiration date on lit, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm glad the expiration date on, oh man, that was sick, It's the dumbest saying. One of my son says, "Oh, that's sick." I'm like, "Well, are you okay? What's the problem?" No, it's a good thing. Why don't you just say it's a good thing?
Well, I don't know if that has an expiration date because it goes away sometimes, and every now and then surfer bros bring back sick. So just it comes back around so often, like actual sickness. It goes away and then it comes back in season.
Well, so okay, I'm just glad I said lit right. Now that I've over talked it, it's no longer cool. It's no longer cool. Nondescript says, speaking of chain restaurants, you told Josh about your Sizzler bet. You must realize the only one left is deep in Maryville. They must have steak on the east side somewhere. Seriously, Sizzler's all closed down? That's all right. I mean, I'm sure later on, he ain't cheap. There's a Red Lobster open somewhere. But he says, yeah, no need to travel into the heart of darkness for a bet. Yeah, be safe. Thank you, Nondescript, for that. Bliss Lay says, hey, Izzy, will Justin Fields demand a trade from the buyers?
If he's still on the ground throughout this whole season like he was last year, yeah, I would expect him to be gone. Like, I don't think
Do you have any sort of leverage at all?
No, I mean, there's no help coming in neither. So it's up in the air at this point. And when years to come, if there's still no help coming in and he's still getting beat up like he was last year, yeah, I expect him to be gone.
Well, be gone on his own device, or do you think the Bears' decision? Because he has zero leverage, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be definitely by the Bears just giving up on him. I don't think it would be him having because he's a fighter. Yeah, he's been going throughout this whole season without saying a single word or anything negative. So it's like it would be on the Bears' accord, but it's just not looking good. He just needs to get some help, and it doesn't look like the Bears are helping.
He does seem like a good dude, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Andrew Luck-like. Yeah.
Wait, what? So he looks like a crazed mountain man
No,
with a neck
no.
beard?
In terms of quality of person.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure, because the first thing people thought of with Andrew Luck was, kind of like if you were trying to do an imitation of Eli Manning and went too far. That's King of Kitten says playoff P is now protocol P. Adam Silver looks like the tortoise in the Bugs Bunny cartoon. And yeah, by the way, sorry, that was a lot. I forgot to send. Okay, that's cool, King of Kittens. That's cool. Hitting the Nut says, I have 6 picks for this top 5. No, it's 5. Damn it, it's 5.
Hold on. You just said contradictory things.
He says, I wanted to do it Randy style, but he goes, Suns, and I got lazy, so just repeat that 5 times. And that is correct. Hitting the Nuts, okay. You are absolutely, you may have won the top 5. Mr. Pringle says, it's Friday, and the Lakers still suck. Yes. Izzy, 2 things. 1, do you dislike the Lakers as much as we do?
Yeah, can't stand the Lakers.
2, could you tilt your camera down a little bit? Because you just look like this little pinhead there at the bottom. There you go.
Right. Yeah, it's just like
this like little floating orb at the bottom that sometimes talks. All right. Hey, I get picky about that because look at how nice our camera shots. I took a while for Keon. I had to harass him quite a bit to get that camera shot right. Now he's good on his. I got just the right amount of headroom on mine. You're still a mess. You need to tilt that down further.
He tilts it down and then it slides back. It slowly goes back up until he's back out of the frame. So I don't.
It's on a thing you can bend. I thought. Well, all right. I know people listening on the radio driving. They're like, wait, we don't get a crap what it looks like. It's very distracting.
By the way, 5 minutes in the half, and the Cavaliers lead the Hawks 44-37.
All right. So listen. It's 10 points or so. So a 10-point game can swing either way in a hurry. So it doesn't mean anything, but it is starting to look like the predictions are coming true. So keep us up to date on that. King Kenton says, there's a Sizzler in Flagstaff too, but yeah, the Sizzler at Metro Center closed. Yeah, I don't think Radio Ron and I are going to have a car trip up to Flagstaff for some Sizzler. I'm sure we'll adjust. Senior Wake and Bake says, whether it's cool or not, I'm going to stay lit. Well, you're being lit in a different way. Senior Wake and Bake. It's not quite what we were saying.
It's a different concept, yeah.
Kiss the Cook says, what's your favorite donut, Izzy? I'm going to send you a dozen to rep every pick you got right.
Look, I'm a huge chocolate person. So look, you got to Just send them my way.
I think that's his way of saying you're not getting any.
Look, listen, when I prove everybody wrong, when this comes into fruition, I'll be sitting here smiling with my 2-3 dozen of donuts.
Speak confidently as you're about to have a diet because you're not getting no damn donuts. Heavy Metal Maniac says, "You guys doing drug screening there? Because Izzy has to be high." What are you trying to do, a Stephen A. Smith thing there with the Suns? What the hell, man?
Look, I'm not trying to wish ill on the Suns. I don't think it's this. I don't think it's their year this year.
What year would it be? I mean,
we thought it was going to be the year last year. Well, no, I lied. We didn't thought as they got further and further into the finals.
The injuries hurt.
Yeah. And the same with Mill. And then DeAndre Ayton got into foul trouble. And then there was no backup for DeAndre Ayton, at least no big man.
Yeah, don't you think that, coming off of that loss, the experience gained, those things, that factors into, okay, we've been here before. Let's go back now with what we've learned.
I can see that with like Chris Paul and Devin Booker, but like everybody else, you still have to stop Giannis. Chris Middleton is still lined up with Devin Booker. That's still a great matchup in itself. But even with Bobby Portis down, even if he doesn't start, you still got Brook Lopez. There's still size. That's still size. That's 2 7-footers right there already. DeAndre Ayton gets into some trouble. We're looking at the same result as last year.
I think that, JaVale McGee's done a really good job in relief of DeAndre Ayton. Bismack Biyombo's done a fantastic job. I just think that the Suns are pretty deep at every position. I don't know that, in any single game, DeAndre Ayton's in foul trouble. It's all over for the Suns.
No, and it's not the same team as last year. It might be the same guys, but they've had a new batch of experiences. They've had a whole nother year of coaching by Coach Monty. And all the way around, they've matured. Experience has got to be something you can put on a stat sheet, Izzy. And so this experience and the fact, they're starting healthy. There's a chance something could go wrong between now and then. But even
that's
then,
true for everybody.
Any one of these guys has dropped, and they've been able to persevere and still get some W's. So I get what you're saying, but you're talking about last year's team. You should be thinking about this year.
But even this year, when we're talking about experience, don't the Bucks have that? Don't the Bucks have that with Wesley Matthews? He's an older guy. George Hill, older guys. These are veterans that are still able to contribute.
I don't see the Bucks making it to the finals.
You don't see them making it to the finals at all. You think the Celtics are going to stop them?
Yep.
Look, I like the Celtics, but I still think Giannis and them are still big powerhouses. And even with Robert Williams being gone for a grip for a long minute, like you're still missing a big man.
I don't think you're wrong there, but a team that top to bottom has been in the second half of the season the best defensive team in the Eastern Conference in the Boston Celtics. It's going to be tough for anybody to get past them, much less the Bucks, who are quality. And obviously Chris Middleton can shoot the 3 ball, but Giannis is inconsistent doing it. Honestly, Drew Holiday's been inconsistent doing it this year. It's a team that struggles to shoot the 3 ball in an era where the 3 ball is more important than it's ever been. And, look at all the other teams in the East that do it, that the Nets do it very well. The Hawks are in the process of losing right now, but the Hawks do it very well. There are teams that shoot the 3 incredibly well. The Celtics are one of those teams too. And that's why I think the Celtics are ahead, but also Miami when they're doing it. They're hot and cold, but
the remainder of my argument is to be to scowl at you, AC. This is it right here. This is me winning. See, I win. Bruno Baller says if the Bucks are good enough to make it out of the East, that could be an interesting matchup for the Suns. It'll be a fun one. That's the more probably entertaining version of this because we'd like to get that revenge, or the Bucks would like to make the Suns their biatch for 2 years in a row. So that's the ratings getter. But something about the Bucks this year doesn't feel like the same Bucks from last year. That's the best way I can.
It's like they were hungrier last year.
Yeah, just something's off. I can't quite put my finger on it. Sweet Senior Wake and Bake says you need to pull Izzy's security clearance. He was already pretty low. Cool Hand Luke says Vegas odds plus 270 Suns to win the title. Oh, that's gone up. It was 260 before. Oh, where are you looking at that? He says Bucks plus 500. But what do those guys know, right? Is he top three in offense and defense?
Exactly. Bucks for the win. I'm trying to look. I'm telling you, we're all gonna remember.
I mean, yeah. It's just for the Bucks obviously had a great season last year, but we mentioned it a lot. One Kevin Durant toe from not being there.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys think? How far do you guys think the Bucks are even gonna go? Conference finals? Are we talking conference finals?
What are you talking about? We're talking about what?
No, I'm saying if the Bucks are not as hungry and they faltered from last year, are they gonna make it to the conference finals?
They could be eliminated any step along the way here. Maybe not the first round, but down the road a bit. I can't predict exactly where they get gacked, but I think they're going to go bye-bye.
Really? Not even the conference finals?
No guarantee.
Because they wouldn't necessarily, for instance, run into the Celtics, I don't think, in the conference final. So it would have to be like a semifinals kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So oh my goodness, you guys.
Hitting the Nut says the Sizzler and Mesa burned down. Served them right, though, for the explosive diarrhea they gave me. I swear it wasn't me that set the place on fire, though. I feel like this is evidence now.
Yeah, it just seems very incriminating.
Case.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure Radio Ron will figure out a better place. And here's hoping well, by the way, we could probably get the stats on whether or not he won that bet, right? Because I'd have to bring it back up again for sure, but I'll do that during the break. Listen, when we come back, we have probably a ginormous wheel of sports, and I'd kind of like to get to spin it early. So when we come back, we're going to have on this date in big Georgia sports history right off the bat, and then we're going to spin that wheel of sports. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
In the NBA play-in tournament, there are no sure things except one. Bet at least $20 in same-game parlays on FanDuel Sportsbook, and you'll get an instant bonus, win or lose. Hey, guys, I'm Stephen McCollum, and I'm here to tell you that that's right. Not only do you get to enjoy the NBA's best, duking it out for the right to advance to the playoffs, but FanDuel is giving all customers a bonus for getting in on the action. Oh, and the more you bet, the bigger your bonus. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA. Their app is safe, easy to use, and you'll get winnings fast. New to FanDuel Sportsbook? Sign up today with promo code Steve1580 to make every moment more. So don't just watch the NBA play-in tournament, be a part of it. Bet at least $20 in same-game parlays and get an instant bonus, win or lose. 21 plus and present in Arizona. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire in 7 days. Max bonus $100. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Do you want the best for your car? Then fill up with premium at Circle K. Circle K Premium is our best fuel with double the cleaning detergent, protecting your engine from corrosion and damage so it can work at its best. And that, my friend, increases your mileage for more cha-ching in your pocket. Plus, when you fill up with premium at Circle K, you can save up to 20 cents per gallon. Offer valid Thursdays or Fridays at participating stores. For details, visit CircleK.com. Circle K, how convenient.
Join Choices for the annual Walk for Life, May 6th and 7th at Dream City Church in Glendale. The weekend kicks off with a concert by Jordan St. Cyr. Then hear a powerful message from Dr. William Lyle, OBGYN. Admission to the concert is free with a suggested donation of diapers and wipes. Then on May 7th, join with hundreds for the Choices Walk for Life. Check-in is at 7:30. The walk begins at 9. Register at choicesaz.com/walk for your free t-shirt and all the details.
If it's local, we talk about it. 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Now, don't worry, Izzy. I have taken that sheet of paper and I have stashed it on my copy holder here. So later on, when I win the bet, I'll be able to show you the proof of it. But I just didn't want you to think I was going to forget because you seem very adamant about getting them donuts.
Yeah.
So Kids the Cook seems pretty adamant about donuts themselves. He's got a T-shirt that he just posted up on the text line, says Donut Squad. And he says, I'm looking for one in size diabetic. So if you see one, let me know. 888-368-1580. So, all right, it's fun to bet with your buddies. I love lunch bets. You know, I a donut bet or something like that. You know, little things, just kind of fun. Have some camaraderie. And ever since Arizona has legalized sports betting, boy, it just opened the door to even have more fun and more excitement. Yeah, watching a crap game can suddenly become like watching the Super Bowl. It does change it when you got a little money on it. Yeah, you got an interest in it, and of course, you know, would I care about these playing games that much? Otherwise, I don't know. You know, because these are not the guys who are probably going to be in the finals, but Jeffrey O'Brien's theory of two crap teams meet each other ends up looking like a good game because they're on equal footing usually comes true. And if you got money on that, even better. So listen, here's a good way to have some fun and you don't have to spend a ton of money to do it. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook app. That's right. Use promo code BET1580. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game during the play-in tournament and get $150 in free bets instantly. It's promo code BET1580 at DraftKings Sportsbook. They're official sports betting partner of the NBA. You got to be 21 years or older, Arizona residents only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. You got to be a new customer for this deal. You got to have a $5 minimum deposit, just $5. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you're already a DraftKings customer, get in on some of those same game parlays, and you can have some fun and maybe make a little money. 888-368-1580. So, all right, because we are on the clock. It's not the draft. Just everybody calm down. But I'm going to try to get every single one of these Wheel of Sports stories in before we go into the weekend because I got a crap ton of them. So first things first, let's take care of on this date in Big George's less impressive sports history. So in the first hour, we did the most impressive sports history, which was, Jackie Robinson Day. Okay. I don't need to even tell you, but this one is less impressive. So in the year 1972, it was opening day in Oakland. Not as impressive. I warned you it's not as impressive. Reggie Jackson became the first player in 58 years to have a mustache during the regular season.
that is far less. But we were warned.
I warned you.
I tried to lower my expectations, and I don't think I managed to lower them enough. I really didn't.
I tried. I did, but I guess the last time facial hair had appeared in a Major League Baseball game was in 1914 when Wally Shang had hair above his lip while catching for the Philadelphia Athletics. I don't know who kept track of that stat, but damn.
Just some kind of handlebar mustache enthusiast. Who else would do that?
Well, it has to be one of those things. Well, 1972, I guess they changed the rules and allowed facial hair, but the Yankees still don't allow facial hair, right?
They don't. And it is a thing when people go to the Yankees. You go, okay, well, I'm now prepared to look at a player that I thought I liked and not recognize them ever again.
Well, it's weird when somebody you've seen with a beard a lot then doesn't have a beard. It's kind of like it's unsettling. It's like when a fat guy is suddenly thin. I still can't look at Al Roker for more than 3 seconds. It's not the version of Al Roker that John Denver was when I was a kid, went on the Muppet Show, took off his glasses, and then even Miss Piggy was like, "Put those back on." It was like, oh, just no.
Yeah, you just there are people that you get used to seeing them a certain way, and I understand you lose the weight because it's healthier, you want to live longer. But like Jonah Hill,
Yeah, that's unsettling. Not just that, the blonde beard. Like, what the? Okay, lose the weight, but where did the blonde beard come from? Just stop it.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right. Well, before my brain explodes, let's go ahead and do this. Do we have the wheel ready to spin?
I don't have it.
You don't have the wheel? We don't have on this day in history. We don't have the wheel.
No. Because I have not been able to find our board of.
I'm going to James Earl Jones you. You know that, right?
Oh no.
You know what that means?
I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds bad.
The Hunt for Red October.
I have seen it.
Okay, you're in James Earl Jones at some point towards the end of the movie. Yeah, all of a sudden you see him reach over a console and hit a button, and he goes, "And I was never here." That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk in, hit a button, give you a look like, "Duh," and then I'm going to walk out of the room, and you're going to be like, "Oh," and the last thing I'll say is, "And I was never here."
I would take that at this exact moment in time. I don't know how to do the thing to make the sounds that
you're drifting into Bill Cosby right there. I did the ding of the ding
and the pudding pop and the Jello.
Okay, I'll help you. We'll get that sorted for the next show. It's a Friday, nobody cares. So fine, no wheels spinning, but all right. I've got a bunch of random stuff here that will not spin on the wheel of sport, unless since somebody's got it. Maybe you go boop 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 boop.
I mean, it's my job to push the button, so I guess it's me that's gonna.
Well, let's see who does a good. Let's see who does a good one. Here's mine. Okay, Izzy, you take a shot.
Beep, boop, 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 bop, bop,
okay,
boop.
no, you're done.
It just sound like a 1920s cat singer.
He's trying to not be good at it. Like he'll probably do it someday when he has his first diaper to change. He'll make a mistake on purpose so they never ask him to do it again. All right, Izzy, Keon, let me hear yours. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Bing. Good enough. Now you're doing it. All right, so here we go. Bryson DeChambeau, he had some wrist surgery. I guess there had been rumors he was ailing from something, and he struggled during the Masters last week, and then finally it came out, yes, he did have an injury that did need a surgery, and they're saying it was a successful wrist surgery, and in fact, he says he hopes to be able to turn the wrist in such a way that he can, effectively flip off Brooks Koepka next time he sees him without any pain. And that right there is really what it's all about.
It's the most important aspect of his game, to be honest.
Yeah. If you can't give Koepka the bird effectively, there's no point in showing up. What are you doing with your life? So anyways, yes, it's going to be a while before he comes back because he's got to recover. But the wrist surgery on DeChambeau, successful. Spin the wheel, Keon. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. I kind of feel mean now.
I don't know. I'm kind of having fun.
All right, as long as you're good. All right, so Evander Kane, not a lot of people like him, and so not even the woman who was supposed to spend the rest of her life with him, his ex-wife Anna Kane, still a little bitter. So I guess. Some point, they allow fighting in hockey, but I guess when Ryan Hartman got fined for giving Evander Kane the middle finger, that really, struck a chord. And I guess in hockey, you get fined $4,250 for one of these. That's right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so do you get fined $8,500 for these?
Yeah, if
for
you
a
go double.
I love that I can do this on the camera because the FCC can't do nothing about this. Anyway, so the word got out that this happened, and there's videos of it, and people talked about it. And so, of course, Anna, who accused Evander Kane of physical and sexual abuse, says, "You know what? Here's $200 towards the fine against Ryan Hartman for that, because the Evander Kane's a piece of garbage." That's pretty rough day when your ex-wife is paying another dude's fine
for giving you the bird. Yeah. And you know what? He earned more than that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He earned more than that bird. So
yes, he did, in many different ways for many different people. So that right there. you should take that in. You know what I mean? That should maybe hit the gray matter.
Yeah, like
rethink
maybe
your
I
life.
am an awful person. just maybe look in the mirror just once and maybe think about it. But I don't know if Evander Kane can.
Hefty Lefty says Bryson DeChambeau's been distributing too much free literature lately. And by the way, I hope they gave Hartman at least a BOGO deal.
Buy one get one on the bird.
Oh, okay, yeah. Buy one get one. Yes. I've never heard that before. I've never heard the BOGO deal.
Yeah, I don't know where I first heard it, but yeah.
See, what happens is you get married and you don't go out much, and then you lose your edge, your hipness on that kind of thing. My wife is going to say it has nothing to do with me. She's like, I know these things. You're an idiot. Hitting the Nut says, I like Keon's version better. So good job, Keon, with the wheel. Yes, good job. Spin the wheel of sports, Keon. Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. Bing. Ukla says, oh my God, this is incredibly stupid even for a Friday.
Look, we try to lower the bar every single week, and you come back.
So remember when somebody bought Tom Brady's supposed final touchdown ball for $518,000? Remember when we even here on this show said, but what if he comes back? And guess what he did the next day? He came back. Mm-hmm. Well, that guy is off the hook. He was able to make a deal with the seller, and so now the sale is off. He might have had to pay the seller a fee or something, but if so, probably couldn't be too much. But here's the thing that's really surprising about that. Yay, good job. This guy doesn't have to crank out $500,000. But that ball, the guy, that you probably feel sad for, saying, well, that's not right. That guy knew there was a risk. And so the seller shouldn't be screwed out of $500,000. The good news is it's still worth, they say, 50 grand. So it's still worth something. It's not, it's worth 10% of what you were hoping it was going to be at that time. But, I guess you can hope that Brady decides right at the last minute to not play. It's kind of a horrible thing to think. I'm not going to talk about injuries or Giselle catching him and hurting him like Tiger Woods style. But I say catching him, I mean eating fast food. I don't mean cheating on her. I'm just saying,
having a cheat day,
right?
By not being a vegan for one of those days.
You don't cheat on Giselle. You know what I'm saying? You cheat on your diet.
Yeah.
And that's what he'll probably get in trouble for. Still, where did he get the ball? The guy got it for free, right? So you got the ball tossed up to you, have it in your hand. You didn't pay for that. So I'd still be pretty happy if I got 50 grand for it, let alone 500,000. A little bummed it wasn't 500,000, but and worse.
And I think he was able to make that deal because they didn't actually exchange money. So it's not like the guy had $500,000 and then he had to give it back. Mm-hmm. So it's in that way, it's not quite as bad.
But you know what happens if
you
win
start
the
spending
lottery,
the money in your head.
Yeah, you're like, oh boy, I can't wait. And you're like changing your phone number, you're flipping off your boss. And even if you work at the church, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. You're going both fingers in the air, like Hartman, and that's all there is to it. So now this guy is probably to sort of backpedal a few things in life.
It's like that one Bitcoin commercial where the guy looks at his phone and he goes, oh, I'm a millionaire, and he's at work and he's flipping boxes over, and then he gets back to his phone and he goes, oh, I'm not a millionaire. And then now he has to figure out how to continue to work after he's just trashed the entire place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spin the wheel, Keon.
Beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
It's getting worse.
I'm trying not to laugh. It's just the goofiest thing I think I've ever done on the air.
I don't like soccer. I don't really care about soccer.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say that, well, maybe I should have saved this for a time Randy was here, because I've said in the past, I've always wanted to have this. Here's how we do it. If we were going to have a tournament, a mini golf tournament, I want to call it, the first one would be the second annual Jeffrey O'Brien Memorial Mini Golf Tournament. And then Randy and my wife and a lot of people say, well, you can't do that because you're still alive. I'm like, yeah, but I want you to remember me. So It's a memorial, remember? So I don't think I should be stopped from using that as a thing. The second annual memorial Jeffrey O'Brien Classic, but okay, I've relented because it upsets people. And then I see this, and now I'm a little upset myself. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, the dude from Sunny in Philadelphia, they both bought a soccer team. And for Rob's birthday, Ryan Reynolds put up a bronze plaque in the bathroom and called it the Memorial Rob McElhenney Urinal. He got to have memorial. He's not dead.
He's still alive. He has a wife.
But it's at a urinal.
So what?
You have a tournament. This is a urinal. I feel like you're winning at the end.
Well, yeah, but I want mine to be memorial. Yeah, that's gonna be memorial. I should have memorial.
I'm on your side on this. I think if you want to call it a memorial tournament, then it should be a memorial tournament. Because I mean, in memory of is really what it is.
Just, hey, don't forget me. And it was also funny because the guy came and used the bathroom and didn't wash his hands in the video. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Dale Hellestray from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will